I am totally down to run your characters if you want. Maybe on Lockheed and figure out a reason for you guys to do this quest.
I mean, that would still fit. We'll see. Because it still would fit, because if he's not there, you know.
He wasn't invited, so yeah.
I'll play a different character.
Okay, we're going to be playing different characters. We'll play.
Okay. That's fine.
That way we can have
message
3.
me.
Yep.
Message me basically any day, except basically just any day. Maybe not Saturday.
Okay.
I mean, I can keep playing Lily if that's more convenient.
No, it'd be less convenient. But
okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
I guess it's not gonna work.
Okay then, let us begin. All right. So, it's been a long 2 days. We arrived at Palestrom, immediately got wrapped up in a lot of stuff simultaneously. It might have been 3 days. Got involved in truly so many things. Killed a dragon. Successfully created false identities. And infiltrated a lavish ball at a Duke's Manor. Eventually culminating in a battle with skeletons reminiscent of the ones you fought at your first quest as members of the Shield of Celestia. Defeated them, despite many of us being at the brink of death, and were able to turn in Duke Kalen to the Shield chapter. It is yet unknown what the ramifications of that action will be, but chances are good that you're going to find out pretty soon. Everybody kind of went back, took off their disguises that they had. Alok went for a swim and briefly was enchanted by some kind of strange spell. In the water. Definitely a shark and nothing else. Couldn't have been anything else. Simon completed his first mission in his attempt to become a wizard. Did a great job in some anxiety-reducing breathing exercises. That was his first task after the scrolls were received. Gallet came back after dropping off Duke Kalen, arrived first, informed Andros of the movements of Aramis and Valair, or who we assumed to be Aramis and Valair. And Alok, as he was leaving the Duke's place, received, was able to commune with the spirit of the departed Sasha Kalen, although I suppose that she would probably have not taken that last name, and received a very cryptic instruction, or at least cryptic message that whatever the Eye is, the Eye of the Storm, the one taken from Priscilla's statue at on the outskirts of Duke Kalen's Manor, that Ruby would know what to do with it once she had it in her possession. Unsure at this moment what that means still. Ruby, when Ruby went to sleep that night, she received a vision of herself flying high above the islands of Ela, even catching a glimpse as to the much larger land masses that are out there in the world on the periphery of the map that we've all grown up seeing and being aware of, the lands beyond the sea. And we're gonna stay in that night, that same night you guys come back from Duke Kalen's Manor. And we are going to, everyone's probably going to sleep, right? Alok, you go to sleep after your swim. Suma, you've had a pretty long night and a very emotionally involved night. And though elves don't necessarily sleep, you do want some rest before your rendezvous, which is set for dawn, when the sun rises out on the beach. Ruby, you are basically the entire time you sleep tonight, you are beset with these dreams that you're not really sure what it means, but while you're in that space, you feel lightning running through your veins and your hair like coming up at your sides as you float above everything, unsure of what this is supposed to signify, and if this is Priscilla's doing, what she's trying to say to you. Gallet, however, When you go to sleep finally that night after doing your regular rounds of checking in on all the crewmates as you do, keeping them apprised of the situation, making sure that they're doing all right as captains are wont to do. You finally come back to your quarters. You are not yet able to bring the aquarium out.
Yeah.
So Ophi will have to stay in her tiny, less suitable tank for a little while longer. But when you finally, hanging up for the night, you sleep and immediately feel yourself like sucked in as if falling deep into cold, merciless water. And as you sink, this is a familiar feeling. You're sinking down deep into the depths. This water is blue, not red, thankfully. You see bits of debris from a shipwreck, like raining down in slow motion around you. Flaming barrels are the only light that exists above you as the new moon casts darkness all across as you continue to plunge deeper. And for the first time in a little while, yeah, you hear a voice. Gallant, you've grown since the last time we've spoke.
Am I allowed to speak in here with the water?
You speak, and although like you open your mouth and you do not feel the sensation of like water streaming down your throat, you speak as if you were always able to speak in the water.
I. Yes, I've grown. Yeah?
You see through the darkness, you see a bioluminescent like smoke shift and form into the vague outline of a woman whose hair trails all the way down to the ocean floor. Um, this like green smoke is shifting as if deliberately trying to obscure her face from you. She says, "Tell me, how goes being a captain? Do you find it enjoyable?"
It is what it is. It's a hard job with lots of responsibility. But if you're good at it, you can help people out at least.
Is it difficult hiding behind the abilities of your strongest crewmates, hiding behind the assistance of your little familiars? Is it difficult placing yourself in the back of every encounter and letting your minions do the work for you?
It's smart to do so. Isn't that part of being a captain?
You're not wrong. There are times when a captain must protect himself and take advantage of the resources he has at his disposal to achieve what must be achieved. I credit your ability to do so. But there will be times in the future where you will be forced to take a stand yourself. The path that you walk, that you're attempting to tread, is one of grave responsibility. And your responsibility is never truly assumed until it is your neck on the line. When marauders board an enemy ship, they come for their captain first. They know that once the captain crumbles, the ship falls as well. Will you be able to defend yourself when that time comes?
Alone? Did you Alone?
Yes.
We'll just have to wait and see. I. Yeah. Can I make a deception check on her?
Yeah.
I try to lie to her face and say, I'll be ready. With full confidence.
Go for it.
I'll be ready.
Oh! On a nat
I'm
20
the
deception
captain
check,
of the Slim Reaper.
And even you
What's
start
up?
believing it.
you see her eyes flash a piercing bright blue that cuts through the ocean depths, illuminating everything around you. For the first time, you see that you are in what appears to be a graveyard of ships. It's like thousands of ships sunk upside down, masts upright, jutting out of the ocean floor, and sails and old pirate flags and trading ships scuttled and ripped apart and torn asunder. She smiles at this, and while you don't see the smile through the cover of mist on her face, you feel it in your heart that she is smiling upon you. She says, "Good. I am pleased with you, Gallant. You are making progress at a rate that I was not expecting." And then you see she like raises her hands to the side of her, and she says, "But I'm going to warn you. You are not the first that I've given this task to." And you see, like from the depths, corpses like rise up, and like they like ragdoll to her sides, floating lifeless, and on each of their fingers, the ring. Uh, and she says, "Almost all of them die in the pursuit of what you are trying to do. Have you reckoned truly with your mortality yet?"
I'm not ready to die. Not yet.
Good. I'm not ready for you to die either, Gallant. You've proved useful, which is a lot more that I can say for these. And she looks to the side of her at the corpses. And you see these are all like they're mostly like young guys like Gallant who maybe bit off a little too much than they could chew, maybe made a few wishes they probably shouldn't have made, and
Oh, just me.
didn't have the ability to back that up, did not have the guts to actually complete the quest that Calypso had placed on them. And she says, "When the storm comes, it will take the greatest captain who ever lived to be able to keep a ship aloft."
Can you tell me anything about the Red Wraith? I have no information going forward with this.
I told you that almost everyone who took my quest failed. One man succeeded, and it is he who I am asking you to defeat now.
Can you give me like a name or anything?
She smiles again, and she says, "His name is no longer of any use to him or any of us. His name was one that was given to him centuries ago. Now, the only name he truly has is Wraith, or perhaps Storm. I fear that if I tell you any more, you'll go after him before you are ready. And if you do, you will be ripped apart. I want you to live, Gallant."
Are you sure we're that far behind it? Like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but we fought a freaking red dragon. We've
Um,
each fight we've gone, we've sort of been destroying. I think
you
with I think with a bit more crew, maybe we could just take this one out.
She reaches a hand out to you, and her hand like becomes like a sharp tendril of mist. It like zigzags towards you in the depths and like goes into your eyes. And for a moment, all you see is a bright green flash, as if the sun. For a moment, that green flash that appears over the horizon that sailors have planned to see. Um, you are on a boat. Um, uh, you you are aware that it is as if you are looking out from your ring. You're at like waist level, and you see you're on this giant like a galleon, and there's people like going about. You see a small dwarven woman um uh tossing a crystal ball up and down in the air. And make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, I'm a smart boy. Let's see how smart my boy is.
5.
I
Um,
never done heard of it.
no ideas who this could be. Um, you uh, you see she's tossing it up and down, and she says, "Are you sure this is going to work?" And you hear the voice from like you're like at this person's waist. And you hear his voice say, "I'm certain of it. I'm more certain of this than anything else I've ever been in my life. This is the only way. This is the only way to save us." Um, and it like cuts away from that, and you see like that same galleon has been ripped asunder, and it is like going down immediately. Um, and as the boat is sinking, you hear this person going, "I don't understand. I wished for," and then Calypso says, "Oh, didn't I tell you to be careful for what you wished for?" And as the ship sinks, you see like the time lapse of it like going down. This person like flailing against the waves, crashing over him, and eventually, as he like lays flat on the ocean floor, fully sank along with the ship. You realize that he sits upright, able to breathe, and then he looks down at his hand, at the ring, and as he does this, the galleon reshapes itself into a shape that you now recognize as the Red Wraith ship. Like reforms itself. And some of the driftwood like forms like a plank that leads down for him to step up onto, and eventually the galleon rises out. Um, the dead corpses of his crew rising with it. And it cuts from that to you see the ring. It's like it's the things that you can see are very limited, but you know that something heavy is inside of the hand holding the ring, and you see it very briefly rise up into his face, gouging out one of his eyes, and then you feel you hear the crackle of thunder, you see a bright flash of lightning, and you're boom ejected back into the depths with Calypso.
You did this to you. You're the one that did this. Did this?
Calypso says, "No one could have foreseen. No one could have foreseen what he was to become. Not even he could. Even gods make mistakes, Gallant. Even genies have wishes they would like granted."
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Is that well, is a fan going? I thank you. Is Alice? He holding up? I can't really easily communicate.
Um, you see Alice's body also rise up from the shipwrecks, and you recognize that one of these ships is that ship that you had been on with Captain Greenhide. He rises up. He looks up at you. His eyes finally unclouded, the way that Alok might see him. And he opens his mouth to speak, and like bubbles just come out as he is overtaken by the water rushing into him. And then Calypso snaps her fingers, and he is spirited away into the depths. And she says, "This place is cold and dark, and the waves are not kind, not even to the dead. You would do well to make haste, Galen. You would do well to listen to me."
I'd like to insight checker.
Yeah.
I feel like she's holding back information.
She's so cool.
I wouldn't call her cool, but
Um, you see, she says, "The Emperor Frog is a powerful ally, but she is yet young. It will not be able to reach maturity in order to save you once again. There is not time for that. And its place is in its swamp, not here. You will have to learn how to fight without the aid of such powerful allies."
Alec just stays silent for that one.
Cool. She says, "There is much work to do. Get to it, Captain." Then you are rocketed up to the surface of the water, and immediately the dream fades away. The rest of your dreams are, you don't dream for the rest of the night. It's
Oh
just
yeah, no, I'm staying up.
plain dark. Okay, yeah, you wake up. Um, you're still getting the benefits of a long rest, I will say. Calypso gives you that, at the very least. But after that, you are wide awake. That is that. You wake up. It's still maybe an hour or two before dawn. So perhaps if you stay up the rest of the night, you would be the only one to perhaps hear when Sumo wakes up, or comes out of trance to to do his rendezvous with Aaron. Suma, as you wake up, what preparations do you want to make before heading over to see um, the new Duke Kalen?
I think I imagine that in his trance, he's been running things over and over in his mind, like when you're having a lucid dream that you can kind of control. And he's been dreaming about the final pieces of the puzzle, learning his sending spell, and he shoots awake out of his trance. And immediately, just like no frills, no like sleepiness, he just like dashes over to the desk on the other side of the room and starts scribbling it down. And he's going to quickly sprawl out a letter, and is then going to shuffle around his things for the runestone that Tracker gave him.
Absolutely.
And he'll expend its magic. I don't remember exactly what I said, what the 25 words were that I sent to you, but it was something like, "We're not going to be in Paelstrom for much longer, so contact me directly if you find out anything." and he'll mention both the Gawain and the ring just to cover his bases because he doesn't actually know what she was referring to.
Yeah.
She's.
I hate sending so much. I just hate counting the words.
I know.
She says, understood. I currently investigating rumors of a false Gawain in the shield. Investigation seems promising. Something is definitely wrong here. We'll let you know immediately. Tracker. Does not mention the ring at all. Perhaps make an insight check actually.
Alrighty.
On a 15.
Yeah.
On a 15. The tone of her voice in the sending, in my mind, I feel like it's you talking, you know, and like inflection of like mental in your mind is still a thing. It seems like she's deliberately not talking about the ring for one reason or another.
Makes
Cool.
sense.
Yeah, but she's looking into the fake Gawain in at a port in Lucky at the Shield chapter there, and she seems to be making some headway. So it seems like she believes you, or at least has gathered some evidence that would support your guys' claim that that's not really Gawain.
Excellent. So yeah, he'll do that and then try to cast his own sending into the runestone, so that if tapped in a sort of SOS like Morse code kind of way,
Yeah.
It will send him an alert that someone is in danger.
Absolutely. Make an Arcana check for me to see how well you were able to do that.
Oh, and perhaps I should roll my portent first.
Yes,
For the
yes.
day,
Go for it.
just in case. Oh, okay. I will not
A
be using
3.
on that.
That 3 in the crystal ball, not super helpful.
Well, sure it'll worth something later. Okay, but nevertheless, I will see how this goes.
No, I think 19 would be the actual roll.
I am
here.
still at disadvantage.
You are correct.
I'm
You are
still
correct.
exhausted.
You
So,
are
no.
still exhausted. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
Good on ya.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that you are not currently able to figure out how to do that. I would say you are able to cast your sending into the stone, but not necessarily be able to activate it on such a fine condition. So right now it's more like break the stone. And it would not be able to be recharged or reused in any way.
Gotcha.
It would be a very brute force kind of thing, where like to release the magic, you'd have to smash it in some way, and not as easily or surreptitiously done with that. But you can try again on a later date, maybe, to fine tune that. Cool.
Yeah, I kind of expected that. He's still just absolutely exhausted, got dark circles and everything. So I think he'll wrap up the letter, get dressed, and sort of like hesitate. He's like not really sure if he wants to look good or if he just like wants to kind of be wearing his sweatpants or whatever, the equivalent of elven sweatpants.
Hoodie and sweatpants combo.
Yeah. So he kind of just goes for something super casual.
Cool.
And then
And no makeup whatsoever.
nope, nope, nothing.
Okay.
And then at the door, so he'll sort of be bustling around, getting himself all ready for this, and be like, okay, why did I tell Aaron that I was gonna meet him? Oh my god, that was stupid.
Very dramatic
and,
moment at the time.
And then, as his hand rests on the door, he'll cast his second sending of the day, so no more third levels for me today. But he casts it and he just closes his eyes and like no one is there, but he looks very anxious as he casts it. And he says, it's very strange for him to say this out loud, but he says, Louis, it's your papa. I love you. I miss you. If you can, let me know where you are, and that you're all right. And he sort of shakes his head, like maybe he didn't actually say that, and waits for a moment to see if there is anything.
Make another Arcana check, not a disadvantage, just regular. Okay. You distinctly feel your magic being blocked. Like actively blocked by some kind of field or the effect of an item or the effect of some other spell. It's not like you attempted to reach somebody and they just didn't reply, or like you tend to reach somebody. You feel that your spell was interrupted in some way or canceled out in some way, which can I guess you could interpret as a good thing or a bad thing here.
All right. So yeah.
Cool.
Go outside.
Awesome. So you want to go to meet up with Aaron?
Yep. I'm going.
Excellent.
there.
You reach the beach first. You are sorry, the little spot overlooking the sea. And you get there. You take some time to sit on that bench and like watch the waves for a second. It is. It's a beautiful morning. The sun rises high over Palestrom. The breeze is nice and easy, as if uncaring or unfeeling towards the tragedies that have happened in the city already and all the chaos from the night before. You look up and you see Aaron Kalin, a little haggard, probably hasn't, tranced tonight. He's wearing his clothes from the night before, which are tattered and torn from all of the chaos that had transpired. And as he gets there, you see that he's flanked by like two of the Duke's guard, as if he was unable to leave without them. And then you see him whisper into them to like, and then they both like, turn their backs and march like 50 paces away as he joins you on the bench. And he says, "So either this is an incredible coincidence that you are also here at the same time as I was to meet somebody that I had intended to meet. Are you Elisa?"
No, but I am the one you came to meet.
I see.
Turn to him. And yeah, I think like when he gets there from the back, you just see his white hair, and he was like, "Oh, it's like normal, that's her." And then obviously,
when you turn around as he gets there.
they turn around and yeah, very different. But I just incline my head a little bit and say, "Suma is the name you should probably be using at this point."
He nods, looks out towards the sea, and he says, "Gold is a good look on you.
What can I say?
Matches your
I was
heart."
born with
I'm
it.
assuming.
Well, you catch a sun elf at sunrise, and you're bound to see something. Anyway. I'm sorry about everything that happened. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm sorry for hurting you, but I'm also glad that I got the chance to meet you.
What? Well, nearly everything you've ever told me has been a lie, so
I-
it is difficult to ascertain what I should be taking with a grain of salt and what I should be taking at face value.
You're right. You're right. But you did come, so I assume you're curious.
But I am.
I'm not sure what I was going to talk about with you when we met here today. It's just when you turned away back then, I didn't want that to be goodbye, and it ended up not being, but of course I couldn't know that. And so why did you come?
It has been a long known statement, understanding. There's something that has been known for a very long time. Falling in love is perhaps the most inconvenient thing that could happen to a person. It makes a mockery of reason, of self preservation, of sense itself, and it speaks louder than any of the other voices in my head, which I believe explains a great deal about who I am as a person. I couldn't say no. I couldn't resist the image of waving goodbye to someone I've truly only known for a very short amount of time, but who has brought so much light to my life in that interim, like a falling star, there but for a moment, then dazzling, then gone. Sometimes you just have to stop and enjoy the view, even if it's fleeting.
True. And what a view it is, he says, looking out at the sun coming over the horizon. He hands Aaron the letter.
I read this now, or
No, no. Take it with
more
you.
dramatic that way.
Yes.
I do like your style.
We, if nothing else, we do tend to share a love of drama and a love of pretty words, don't we?
You guys sit there in silence for a bit. It's kind of awkward, you know? And then eventually he turns to you and says, "So who are you, really? I watched you fight. Listen, I understand I'm not the brightest, light ever, but I put my money on you not actually being emergent."
No. I am a few things. I came from the Far Isles. I think I told you I was originally from a noble family, although that doesn't matter anymore. I spent much of my youth gallivanting around the islands, cajoling and learning swordplay and magic.
And
Kind
how
of
did you come to be in a place like this, fighting dragons and grotesque skeletons?
well, one way or another. The second thing I became in my life is a father. And he like avoids eye contact. Not avoid. He like is looking out at the ocean when he says that because he like doesn't want to see what expression might be on Aaron's face. But he smiles also to think of what it was like to have Suli and for her to be in his life. So it's kind of a wistful expression, but he says, and she's been taken from me, and being the star in my life, I have to follow her wherever she may go.
See, I'm sorry for your loss. I
Oh,
merely
wait.
hope that in attempting to fill the hole inside of your heart, you do not lose yourself inside of it. I believe that is what happened to my father.
Oh, you see. And you can choose whether or not to believe this, as you may with anything I've said. But actually, I think that you, Aaron Caitlin, have helped me more than you can know with that. I have spent so long, months, living in grief and with extremely narrow tunnel vision that has gotten me, for the most part, nowhere, although recently found some things, but I've been so in my own heart that I couldn't see outside of it. And your heart was like a beacon to me, like a sunrise after a very long night. So our paths may have only met briefly, and who knows when they will meet again, but thank you for that.
He falls quiet for a bit, and then he says, I will not ask you to stay. I understand that you must do what you have to do, and no one can fault you for doing so. It's admirable, braver than I could ever hope to be. I hope you find her. I truly do. But you've already been met with dragons and specters and death on your way here so far, and I can't help but feel that you'll likely see even more along the way. I worry for you, and I hope that your quest is brief and successful. When you find her, and you've had more years of reunion and contentment than you know what to do with, I hope you might find time to come by Palestrom again. I'd love another dance.
I will take you up on that.
And then you see he turns his body to you and he says, might we continue what we postponed before?
I didn't want to feel it when you didn't know who I actually was. now, if you still, I.
Okay. You see he checks to see if his guards are watching just to make sure that they
Uh-huh.
weren't actually still around. And he kisses you. It's probably like, your situation has been pretty fucked up, just like from start to finish. Just the
Uh-huh.
dynamic is not the healthiest one, so it's like
No.
hesitant at first, and then there's and it then grows into something else. So there's like a, how do I put this? There is a certain desperation that is only known truly by lovers who understand that their time is short. Um, that's like people when somebody's going off to war, or like about to go on a long voyage at the docks to a ship, or someone just, it's just a long distance thing. When time is short, it's like you want to make the most of it, and that takes however long that takes. Um, and eventually, he says, pulls away, like panting probably.
Oh my god. It's not that crazy.
And he says,
I don't know.
I will likely not be able to see you much this week. I am to be crowned in 3 days. They
So that's
are,
going through then.
yes, they are blockading the city. None will be able to leave in the next 3 days as the festivities occur. They say that the Storm King himself will descend from his castle to execute my father personally.
You know that it's not worth much coming from one of the people who took him away, but I know you cared for your father, and I truly am sorry, despite everything.
You see that for the first time this entire interaction, he seems to stiffen up as he starts considering the ramifications of everything that's happened. It's like it's been a night, and he probably hasn't slept. It hasn't really sunk in. And he nods and he says, you did what you had to do, and perhaps you did what was ultimately the right thing. Forgive me, but the crown is heavy already. By the decree of the Storm King, my father will be executed before me, right before I am to be crowned. I will be made to watch, presumably so that I do not disgrace our kingdom in the same way as he did. And at that cue, you see that his guards start walking back to fetch him, as he probably was able to only bargain for a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
out here.
I think he would not have to make an insight check to see Suma's just look of horror and like absolute anger, I guess, over what the Storm King has decreed, but is trying not to show, but is doing a terrible job. Takes Aaron's hand, squeezes it, makes sure the letter's safely on his person, nods. We will meet again someday. Goodbye, Aaron Kalen.
I hope we meet again as well. And in better winds as well. And he leans down and kisses the top of your hand for what is perhaps the last time for a very long time. As he nods at his guards, gets up, and walks away with them. Cool. That is that. You watch Aaron walk away, in the bright orange light of the rising sun, and you return back to the ship. By now, a couple hours have probably passed. People are starting to get up. Gallet, you've been up all night. Alok and Ruby, what do you
One more
want to
thing I want
do?
to do.
Yeah.
I want to bring everyone. I want to go on my way back. I want to stop by a cafe, and I
Okay.
want to leave a little tray of breakfast and bread. Back fucking
Breakfast
balls.
and bread.
Breakfast in bread for my
Breakfast.
party, just like outside their door and like knock and then slip away back to my room.
I love that. I'm gonna call that thought
Bye.
breakfast and bread.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Breakfast. I love it.
Ruby and Alok, you guys get up. You see your breakfast and bread. Who
Ooh.
shall we do first? I'm gonna roll for it. Okay, Ruby, you get up. Um, your mind and probably like your skin is still like tingling from like the static electricity that was present in your dreams, like where lightning was running through your veins. What does Ruby feel after waking up from that? I think that it's probably the most abstract of the visions or communications that Priscilla has had with you.
She's probably trying to interpret what it means because she also remembered like the night before that the Duke's wife hinted that she would somehow know,
Yeah.
way to end all this. She's just like trying to rack her mind to decipher what that dream could mean. So she's probably
Mhm.
just be a very like contemplative mood. She might get some like hair mousse so like she can bring
Yeah,
down
it's
the
goofed all the way the fuck out. You are
so
the
she might
afro
like
Gallop was trying to give you, it is present now.
oh okay. Yeah, so she'll probably just like try to tamp it down while just thinking, I guess.
Yeah. That's kind of like buzzing around in your mind. Do you tell anybody about it? Or do you keep it to yourself? That's like a
Sure. Like well I mean assume well does the breakfast and bread
the
like
breakfast and bread
say,
is at your door by the time you wake up.
is there like a sign or something that it's like from somebody or is it just
No, I don't leave. No, it's just like a tray with a bunch of like pastries and stuff
Make
on
an
it.
insight check on this breakfast and bread.
okay?
Who likes breakfast in the group?
Hmm. On a 20 insight, definitely Suzanne would never do a gesture like this. Um, had it been Nico, definitely would have been more alcohol present, and perhaps like a lavishly decorated like rose or something crazy like that. Um, had it been Andros, it would never have been Andros. Simon would have definitely barged into your room to drop this off, and not cared about waking you. It is most likely one of your party members.
Okay. I like hesitantly like sniff the food. I've detected poison, so I'm just gonna be like, okay, it smells good.
Is there bread in the breakfast and bread, or is there bread in the breakfast and bread, or is it mostly?
I think it would. I mean, like croissants and stuff, and
Okay,
like
so there's
fruit.
definitely yeah.
Yeah.
Is there chocolate? I don't know why. This doesn't
Maybe
matter.
maybe it's the chocolate stuffed croissant. Those are good.
There's chocolate on there.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare, but it's here today. Whoever this was,
Um,
like, sprung for like some nice.
no, I don't. I haven't talked about it. Okay. Sorry. Hearing
No,
things. Um, just like mouth soup, maybe, and then I just go back to my room and then eat it. Um, while still thinking about things. Um, but afterwards, I might pop out and then see if anyone's up, see if Suma is out his quarters, like
Yeah.
thank him.
Alok, you wake up from a pretty peaceful night. I would say that in your dreams, you hear like the faint and haunting melody of a song that you're pretty sure you've never heard before. It's like playing in the background of every dream that you had, and your dreams that night are much more vivid than probably they have been in a very long time. And bereft of any specters or the
Yeah.
voices of any of the dead. It's very peaceful and almost entrancing. You wake up um, feeling good, um, and there is B&B at the front of your door. Breakfast in bread.
Ooh.
It is looking sumptuous. It is looking so good.
Oh,
There's
jeez. Androth
chocolate
is
on
so
those crisp nuts.
generous.
He really is. I
Yeah.
feel like he doesn't get enough credit for that.
What a great guy. I'm never gonna roll insight. Alok's bad. Cool.
What would you like to do this morning as people are kind of like going about their days?
About what time in the morning is it? Is it like
I would say it's
dawn
like
or later?
I want to say it's like 8:30, 9 in the morning. So like dawn would have been like 6 a.m. ish.
Okay.
And then I would say Suma had time to like do that whole thing with Aaron, and then grab early morning food from a cafe, and then come back. So a couple hours have passed, but it's still not like well into the day yet.
Yeah, we got back to the boat at a pretty late time, so waking up later makes sense. Alok's a little frustrated by that because he never got to pray at dusk or dawn, but he lives with it. And I don't know. He doesn't really have a lot to do, uh, except for maybe go to the kitchen, maybe try to help out around there. But he doesn't really do much other than just pray in the morning and then meet with the crew.
Cool. You go over to the kitchen, and the moment you step in there, you feel like a tug to the back. And as you move over to go and try to see if you can help with anything, the moment you see Miela, you feel this like incredibly strong desire to protect her. Not necessarily like it's not like a romantic or even like a friendship type thing. Just if any danger should befall this person, I will kill whatever is going to come for this person. And as you look at her, you hear the song in the back of your head again, distorted as if through a thick wall of water. But it's not something that you need that like addles your mind or anything. It seems that whatever properties her voice has, they are diluted significantly by being heard underwater.
Okay, so at this point, Alok would know what he heard.
For sure, he would.
Okay,
For
okay.
sure, he would. I mean, I guess make an insight check on yourself, maybe, or on Miela. I don't know, one of those.
Oh boy. Oh.
Yeah, an 18.
Okay.
On 18, you surmise that this is you feel very strongly. It's not like anything crazy, but this is like you heard it very briefly underwater a while apart, and you probably get some sense of understanding as to why she does not speak. Like you can probably draw some conclusions as to if you feel this strongly when it's this like weakened, like the full brunt of it might drive some people to some kind of insanity or like much stronger effects that would not be desirable.
This is a weird feeling for him too, being like willing to throw himself into danger. He doesn't, not a normal feeling for him. He usually runs, so it's definitely messing him up.
You also don't know how long this will last.
Yeah.
Cool. She looks at you, and you've learned a good amount of sign language. In that time, you were able to have like a pretty rudimentary conversation. She signs to you like good morning, like you're up a little later than usual.
Yeah. We were out very late. I don't know if you heard when we got back. I don't know if you heard what even happened. It was a crazy night. It was a lot.
And she says, and feel free to speak. You can tell me all about it as I get breakfast ready for everybody. Have you eaten yet?
Yeah, I have actually. I think Androth dropped me off a nice meal this morning. Pretty nice.
You see, Dell looks over and she says, "Unlikely." But yeah,
that's what I thought too. But like, who else would have brought? Maybe Gallet actually.
Maybe. Speaking of Gallet, Gala's been up all night. What is our captain doing in the hours in the interim? You probably see Suma as he comes back, depending on what you were doing on the ship since you've been up.
Yeah, I'm noticeably a bit more. Actually, what time are we at now?
Like 9 a.m.
Oh, then yeah. He's fully just the same gal. He's put on the mask. He's fine. He's just walking around. He a little bit baggy eyes, but he's acting like nothing's changed. Like just, like, oh, I got a lot of sleep last night. I'm feeling great.
Uh,
But
cool.
also, I want to let you know he is talking to Fields in his head because that's the only place he feels like
Mhm.
Calypso can't reach,
Yeah.
and just trying to get some emotional like just like hey, things are a little bit bad. Happy, my friend.
Okay. Yeah. Bad. Kind of like how? I saw you like tossing and turning in your sleep. Like that felt weird.
It's fine for now. Just let's uh let's get the aquarium out, huh?
Yeah. Awesome. So does anybody else come with Gallet? I'm assuming where are you going to release Ophi or like kind of have the aquarium set up?
No, I just assumed it was still gonna be in my room because there's already a setup here. I just
Still in your
gotta
room?
yeah.
Okay. Cool. You set it up in your room. Yeah, you pop into the ring dimension. Um, grab hold of the glass
Am
wall.
I able to take it out?
I don't
I don't
think that
know.
you need to be able to lift it to carry it out. I would say probably you get Andros to be there. Be
I
like,
can't get anyone in here.
no, just to be there in the room. So when you pop out,
Okay.
he's immediately able to like,
Yeah.
catch
Okay.
it. You see, he comes into the room having been summoned. And kind of like explain it to him. He nods his head, for seemingly very kind of like in thought. You get able to pop in to your ring dimension. You see like the various paintings. You stole a
I
painting
yeah
of
yeah
like
I go and put it up.
yeah, of the Duke's wife, like at a lighthouse with lightning
Yeah.
in the background. Hang that up next to the one really shitty painting of Miela from
Yeah.
Lagan and a
And they're
hand.
and they're also by the hand. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a menagerie of
Yeah.
truly wonderful souvenirs. You take hand on this like a green water that instead of looking gross and brackish, it looks like almost like full of life. Put your hands on it. Come back out of the ring. Immediately it tips. And
No.
Andros, gotcha. All right, easy does it. With his
My side starts to tip, even though
yeah.
I have one corner and he's basically doing the most work. Yeah, I got it. I got it.
He gets that. He gets set it down. And undergo the process of you see. How do you transfer? Do you pour Ophi in? Do you grab her and place her?
Yeah, I'm gonna gently try to cup her and then
Yeah.
just raise. Hey, I hope this feels a bit better.
You rest her into this water, and immediately you see like a light ripple through the water very fast, and you see that Ophi is illuminated in a pale green light as she's floating in the water. And immediately you see her body becomes much more animate. Her eyes open just a crack. And it seems um like when something is dried out and you pour water on it, it kind of like revitalizes itself. You see that, and you see shoo, 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 inside of the water, tiny little like lily pads bloom onto the water as if like summoned there by Ophi's presence. Um, you can feel her presence like reverberate through the room, and you know that she has now begun the process of actually being able to heal herself, and will likely be able to speak again in the limited way she can speak in due time.
All right, and while doing that, I just put my head to the glass and let out or like a relieved sigh. And I assume at that point, for just like that's the moment when I get the invocation of all the worry I had, and I felt bad about Fields dying in the way she did last time. So I get the one where I get the invocation where basically distance does not matter anymore when it comes to familiars.
Cool. To all of them?
Let's see. Voice of the Chain Master. Yeah. Basically, I just can see through them regardless of length, and
Okay.
but plane of existence still just sort of cuts it out.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. So no
Also, I
more.
can speak through them, so like at that moment, also I can just send Fields over to Suma, and I'm like, and through with Gallant's voice, hey, how's it going? Got everything reinstated over here.
He like jumps from hearing your voice behind him.
Oh yeah, it's just a small little fairy. Yeah. This is new.
What's up?
Oh no, just letting you know that Ophelia's got got a better habitat.
Oh, good.
How's it going for you?
Uh, yeah, it's going. It sure is going, isn't it?
With the pause, Fields just flew close and touched her nose. And what's her actual emotional state?
Roll to boop.
Roll to boop. What is my boop roll?
I think she makes a save, right?
Boop
Yeah,
save?
roll a boop save. That's 1d20
Okay.
minus 20.
That's a boop save.
Is a wisdom? Oh no, Gala got
I
it.
believe it's charisma, no?
Well,
I think it's
there's one
charisma.
thing for alignment, which is the save. The other one with emotional state just happens.
Oh.
So I don't think your alignment's changed. So I don't.
No.
I mean, if you want to make the save.
No. It's just, I think it's like neutral good or something. But as for emotional state, he's frustrated and angry and resigned, like sort of that feeling when you like know that reasonably you shouldn't have expected anything else, but it still is bothering you. I guess that's kind of what it is.
All right. Heels comes back to me. He says bye.
Yeah, I want to say that kind of as the morning gets going, the ship becomes full of life again. People like going around and like already like singing. There's a lot of singing happens in the ship. It's just general like sea shanties are being sung ever since that one moment where I think Gallup started a sea shanty in like session 3 or something. Sea shanties have been a common occurrence, and that people have been like learning new ones. Nico has been mostly in charge of like teaching people the words, even though they get it wrong anyway. I want to say eventually in that hustle and bustle, you guys finally like come back together and can discuss like your plans for the day or for the future, I guess.
Did you guys get this weird breakfast and bread package at your doors?
Oh yeah, thank you, Gallup, by the way.
Oh.
Thank you,
Yo.
Suma.
I think Suma's cheeks start glowing with a little sun elf blush, and he's just like, "Oh, yes, that was me."
Oh.
When Andros walked into my room, he was eating bread. Was that?
Oh, well.
Was that?
I suppose Andros
what it
deserves
was?
it just as much, but
Yeah.
it was intended for you. Sorry about that.
Oh no, that's
Just a few treats
fine.
for the morning.
Well, thank you,
that's fine.
Suma. I didn't expect that. Yeah.
So what
We
did
just
you
all
want?
had a
Return.
rough night. I thought
Yeah.
I had
1,000 yard
something
style.
to do with a little morning pick me up.
You guys have real issues that night. Can I just say?
Not you.
I didn't actually. I was fine last night.
No, really?
Yeah.
Right? No ghost things.
No. Well, before I went to bed, yeah, but when I went to bed, it was kind of fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say I've never jumped down like a distance in a dress, so
What?
What about what?
Huh?
I have no idea what you just said.
Did you jump from a
Oh.
high height?
Yeah, the balcony. She
the
jumped from the
like
balcony
Oh.
down into the
Oh!
balcony in a dress.
she felt
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
le-
yeah.
Nice.
Okay,
Then
I
broke a
thought
table.
it was
Right.
like an embarrassing story, but like
Well,
yeah,
no, that
maybe
was
the-
embarrassing. Yeah.
No, but like usually it's the
Thanks.
dress when you're falling down. But the thing is, she didn't have to worry about that because the dress wasn't under her because she was completely horizontal at the time.
That's true. You kind of
So
you
like
you hit your ankle on the railing as
Yeah.
you went over and just went down
yeah,
flat.
went down like that. She
Yeah.
didn't have to worry about that.
That was the first time. The second time, I don't remember what happened, but that time you fell.
No. She
Diff-
fell. She fell twice. She fell twice.
Well, yeah, but the second time I don't remember
Yeah.
how she fell.
Oh no, I think it was same thing basically. I
Probably.
don't think it changed.
Let's just forget it never happened. I liked it better when you guys just forgot that happened.
That's fair.
But
Really?
how are you?
Brought it
As
up.
long as no one remembers when I
Because
got
thought
burnt
you
to a crisp.
remembered.
Well, lots of things happen real quick. But
How about you, Suma? How are you and the lover boy?
Oh, we figured some stuff out. Blush is harder. And
wait, you guys are
You all hear a chair scrape across the ground, the floor of where you're at, and you see Suzanne sit like takes a seat at the table. She goes, "Okay, so did you guys like make out or like did you like what happened?"
but Suzanne, yesterday, after the fight, you wanted to go as far away as possible. You threatened to kill yourself. Do you really want to know? I can give you the gory details.
Yeah, it's like you know how some people like to watch. I'm like the opposite of that. I just like to know that things happen, right? It's like I'm a real like cut to black kind of girl. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
no clue what
Well,
that means.
if you insist, yes, there was a kid.
Oh my
My
god!
God. And then she immediately her face drops and she walks away and she goes, Nico, you owe me 50 gold.
I think Sumo laughs at that.
How
It
dare
serves you
Nico
right.
vote? Nico voted
Well,
against you. That's
Well, I
horrible.
think it's because Nico thought you were gonna play it a bit more reserved, make him work for
Oh,
you.
that's true.
Nico's more of the romantic type where, like, there's, chasing and like sunset, like lidded beaches. Like, but you didn't go to a beach like that. You probably went to like a cafe or something. Yeah, he's a little bit.
You
You
see
know.
Nico and he says, I had thought that perhaps you would remain loyal to your complicated person.
Oh, it's true.
Well, as you said, complicated. It's not exactly.
So it's sort of like
cut and
open.
dry. Well,
Is it like
Is it not a
not
relationship
determined
in the
yet?
way we are thinking?
okay. Well, first of all,
were you on a break? Like
we
Yeah, like, were you ever
We were on a
together?
break.
I think Suma kind of like short circuits a little bit. And then just shakes his head. If you really wanted to know, I can answer your questions, but
Dish
the
girl
simple truth
dish.
of it is that well, we're not officially together. We're not officially together. I mean, we never were. It was just an us thing. We didn't put a label on it. I
You're
mean,
one of the smartest people I know, but you are not explaining yourself at all here.
It was
Use
an
your
us
words.
thing. It was a it was
Nothing.
I think it makes
it was
sense. I understand what she's
my
saying. Or he's
feelings
saying.
for her and her feelings for me, and
Okay.
and
And they were
and
reciprocated?
They
Reciprocated.
yes, they were.
Big
They
word.
were. But I mean, we talked about getting married, but we didn't think that we needed to. We never made it official in any sort of capacity. So, and I know that I mean, God's sake, she's kissed other people over the years, I'm sure, but
Are you sure?
we've talked about it a few times, yes?
Why would you talk about her kissing other people?
We still love
That's
each
kind of
other.
weird.
God, it's complicated when you have a daughter together and you
So,
see-
like,
you
are you sort of
see
like
each other and-
exes, but like you still have
Well-
feelings for each other?
yes, that's exactly
Exes.
it.
Okay,
Well, you could have
you're
said it from the
actually-
start, huh?
But
Yeah.
well, but it
It's complicated.
I don't understand my own. How can I explain it to you if I don't understand it myself?
Write it in a book.
No, I understand this perfectly. This mother of your child, she is your question. Each of us in our lifetime encounters a question which feels as if it will never be answered, and we go our entire lives wondering, and wondering. And what truly makes a happy person at the end of their days is if their lingering question was finally answered for them. Many of people have this. I have this myself.
What is it? What's your question?
Will I ever be the greatest bard in all of Ela?
That's already a yes. You need a new one.
Ah, then I am fulfilled.
I am done working. Goodbye.
Day's over.
You know, this man is actually very wise. He understands. I never thought I'd say that about you, Nico, but you
Can I make
surprised
it-
me today.
I would like him to make an insight check. I don't know if he truly understands. I think he's putting on an air.
On Nico, dude, he's so fucking cool, man. It's crazy how cool Nico is.
He's the coolest guy. He's got a French accent.
Sure.
Only people from the Twin Isles have that.
He has the worst French accent of all time.
He's the most American French accent you can hear. It's great.
He walks over and he pats Suma on the back and he says, "I understand how you feel. I myself have a boy in the depths of Pelea, whom I have not had the chance to see in quite some time."
I shoot him a very intense look, and I try to casually ask, "What is your boy's name?"
He thinks to himself, he's the kind of person where he's loud and acts as if he's everyone's friend, but actually never really reveals anything about himself. His name was Kai. He was a very sweet man. And then immediately it's as if like, this veneer of ostentatiousness kind of drops. And he pats you once more and he says, "In my experience, drink is a good remedy." And
Is Kai a familiar name?
you might have heard it before. Maybe not somebody in your immediate, like in your time in the Underdark, you might have heard that name.
Would I know him?
Oh,
have
Ruby
heard
coming
his
in. Like,
name.
oh yeah, my
Your
old
Your
friend.
neighbors.
Both of you, I guess, make an intelligence check for me, just to comb your memories. I think it's been some time since either of you guys have been down there. 16 and 18. Ooh, even with the
You did a save. But yeah.
you get a plus. Oh, what's your
It'll
so
be
that'd
plus
be-
4.
it's
Oh,
still
sorry,
be like,
that adds my proficiency. I didn't.
So
it'd still
15.
be like a still be a 15. Uh Kai is the name of a pretty powerful not I don't want to say powerful, but like a warrior, a drow warrior. Um uh and at Suma, you would recognize him as definitely Zisha might have like mentioned his name before as perhaps like offhand like a sparring partner, like somebody that she would like duel with, but probably like she would always get the better of him, and she wasn't really that interested because she got the better of him so often, and not in an endearing way, like with Suma. Um, Ruby, um, there was an occasion where it's pretty rare for the drow to really surface um, um, in like in on the surface of Palea. However, there was a time where a contingent of like of warriors from the Underdark surfaced and traded with some people from your clan. Um, uh, Specifically for I guess some kind of um, jewel that was recently unearthed by like one of the it had been unearthed in one of the mining expeditions. Yeah, and then he walks away. A little too spotlights on him for a little too long. You know what I mean? A true
Staring at him.
actor understands when his exit is. Walks away, and you see like Suzanne eye him, and then like he like still hasn't paid me, so I'm gonna go follow him. And you see her stalk after him, attempting to. I think with the knowledge that she's not actually gonna get that money, and she never was. Um, but yeah, that's a little tidbit of information if we ever make our way over there.
All right, yeah. Well, we're learning a lot today, huh? Um, uh, hey guys, we got like a little bit of time and whatnot. We might want to, stock up and all that. Hey, why don't we go a bit shopping today? Just we we got some gold. Haven't really gotten to spend it,
I have a few things to buy. Yeah.
and also I would like to be ready because I don't know what Aramis is up to, but he's going to that Windy City.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Actually, mm, do either of you have a map?
I think we established that Suma had actually been around quite a bit, like a map of Gallon Republic specifically.
Yeah.
Um, you see, as you ask that, probably none of you have one on hand. But Simon walks in, and does not scurry in. He walks in. He looks pretty zen. Has probably just been. He's still currently doing those breathing exercises. It's like he's not stopped doing them since you told him to do them. He walks in and goes, "Good morning, everyone. Um, I do actually have a map of the area. Um, Aramis had me procure one the first time we were at port here in Palestrom. And he unfurls it from like a little pack, puts it out on the table in front of you. What is it that you're looking for?
I'm looking for basically the path from here to the what's the village called?
The Village of the Wind.
The village of the Okay. Yeah, I should remember that. Yeah, I'm gonna look for the direction of the village of the wind and point it out and look to Fields. Hey, Fields,
Yeah.
do you think you can go on a trip for me? We'll be catching up soon enough, but you're pretty fast on your own, and
That's true. I can't fly.
I think we are connected now for various distances. Would it be okay if you went ahead of us and tried to find Aramis?
Uh, Let me see. She's gonna look at um the map It seems to be like due east. So you see the map. There's like no actual road that goes there, it seems, but it is marked on the map. Um, very curiously, um, there's like a big patch of like a large forest, like maybe like 2 days ride from Palestrom, like on horseback. Uh, there's like a massive forest, and there are several spots um that are marked Village of the Wind. Um, seemingly as if the village could be in any of these locations at once, or perhaps in all of these locations simultaneously. But it is localized to like one forest.
Doesn't help. Hey, Simon, can you get Rel?
Sure. Seven's okay. Yeah, I'll go fetch him. You see he goes off, and eventually, Rel comes down. Says, "You have need for me."
Hey, yeah, after we do some things to get ready and recuperate, I think we're gonna be heading to the Village of the Wind. But it doesn't seem like it's just a centralized location on this map.
Yes. Um, the prevailing belief of our village and of many people here in Gallon is that the world itself is cyclical, like the tides or the patterns of the wind. And so, at different points of the year, we move village to village. And so, at all times, there are 6 empty villages and one occupied one. Um, our existence is predicated upon the concept of change. All that wind truly is change. You never truly feel the air until it changes, until it moves. You're not aware of it until then, and as such, we stay moving. We don't stick to one spot. And every few months, we move to a different village, a different site, um, uh, corresponding to one of the 7 winds.
And approximately around nowish, which area is the one you're supposed to be at?
You see, he consults, like he thinks in his head of like the calendar, and he says, "Well, they would be at this village," and he points to like one part of the map, and he says, "But this now would be a time of pilgrimage. So, in fact, if someone were to go there right now, all of the villages would be empty, as most of the village, the children, the elders, the warriors, the windcloaks alike, would all be in transit, which is often one of the most dangerous times to be a member of the village. They are
That's when Aramis is gonna be showing up.
perhaps.
Well,
Is it the most dangerous time?
You see, woodcloaks are blessed with very incredible abilities, but the elders of our village also, even those who cannot bend the wind, have the ability to cast magical protections on each village we are able to enter. So normally it would be near impossible for an outsider to enter the village without express um, consent from somebody who's already inside of it. Uh, um, Certain people have been excommunicated from the village and are not able to return. Um, and if you if you either did not have someone like me along with you, or in some way you wanted to make sure that there weren't any protective magics in place when you were to con- consort with the villagers there, you would probably want to reach them during their pilgrimage. It is the time in which we are most susceptible to the monsters which live inside the forest.
How long does a pilgrimage typically take?
A full week, as it is often very difficult for some of the older members of our village, and the children, of course, must be kept safe and made sure that their travel is as comfortable as possible. There are also several shrines to Ventus that we visit on our way to each new village site.
What's so special about these shrines?
Um, the our village, well, really everyone in Galen worships the wind god Ventus.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the reverence which everyone holds for the Storm King is predicated on the concept that he is Ventus made flesh. He is the Vox Ventus, the voice of the wind. And that is the reason why his orders are absolute. This is the reason why his decrees are never questioned, let alone defied. The wind is what allows us to prosper in Galen. It is what allows much of the plant life to live, spreading pollen, spreading seeds, allowing the cycle of nature to flourish. Um, uh, Prey animals that scurry about deliberately use the wind to obfuscate their scent. Predators use the wind to stay downstream of any probable danger. Um, there are many storms which occur in Galen. And with the blessing of Ventus, or so the story goes, it is the blessing of Ventus which allows these forest fires to be extinguished and allow us to continue flourishing as we have. And of course, it would be remiss of a village to not believe in the god of the wind when their children are born with the ability to call upon it.
That's fair. Um, yeah, so they basically called you here to give us some info on that. And right now, if let's say Fields were to fly to the location that they're headed for, um, it would probably take a day or two of travel, even if she's flying. Um, do you think, like, can you give me like a path of where they might be taking due to the shrine's positionings?
Yeah, he goes ahead, he borrows a quill from Simon and he marks an approximate path of where Fields might be able to uh intercept the incoming, because they're a large group. They take measures to disguise them, or not to disguise them, but like to remain low and not attract the attention of any like monsters, to minimize fighting if possible. Because they're, not all of them are fighters. Even some of the wing cloaks are not necessarily like strong combative forces. But yeah, he draws that little path for you, and he says, "Your familiar would likely be able to meet them on their way there. However, I cannot guarantee that they will not take her presence as a threat. Would you be able to disguise her in some way?"
Slowly look at the cute little fairy. Threat?
Those of the Village of the Wind perceive most things that come from the outside world as a threat. The last time the influence of the outside world truly reached us, we lost Aliceris.
Alright. Question, can they see invisible things? Because she can stay invisible.
That would perhaps be enough to do the trick.
Is there, some kind of worshipped animal that's like, oh, that's about the wind. We're cool with that animal.
Yeah, you're gonna check transform her like body in that way?
I can, cast Find Familiar again and change her.
Sure. Rel tells you about a certain species of bird that is endemic only to that forest. It is you see, actually, as you look at the forest, like kind of sketched into on the map, you see that the forest is trees, but all the leaves are colored blue. And there is he tells you about a species of bird with like blue feathers that resemble leaves, that make their nests in those trees and use it as camouflage. That are often considered to be um, harmless, and definitely no one would blink twice at seeing a bird like that.
Okay. Well, there goes 10 gold pieces. Actually, point of order, I don't know if I've been doing this right. For Find Familiar, it costs 10 gold. But also, I don't know if I'm supposed to get a specific thing for that 10. Am I supposed to have 10 gold worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed by fire in a brass brazier?
Just 10 gold. Just 10 gold
Okay.
is good.
Okay, then, if you're okay with it, Feels, I'm gonna be changing you.
Okay. As long as it's not something weird and tentacly.
Well, plan
I would
2
just
then.
I would just like to remain cute, is what I'm saying. It's kind of like I've kind of grown attached to being cute.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. It's a cute bird. I assume they're usually like a bit bigger, but this one's a bit smaller and more sparrow.
Yeah, this is probably like more like a baby version of it.
All right, there we go. Yeah, you're looking great. Do you need to bring any
E-
provisions with you? Are you packed?
I don't think do familiars have to eat? I don't think so.
I
'Cause,
don't
like, I
think
think
so.
I'll,
I'm
I'll
being a parent.
I'll probably fine.
Are you
I'll eat
sure?
I'll eat a worm or something.
Okay,
Whatever. Gotta get used to
okay,
this new bird form.
okay,
Okay. I'll eat a seed. It's fine.
okay. Well, just be careful. Okay, let me know if something goes wrong. We'll be right
Okay.
behind you. Okay.
Hopefully I don't get lost. She
Birds know
looks at the
directions, right? That's how that
um.
works. Birds understand cardinal
Right.
directions,
She
right?
rolled a 19. I don't know what her modifier would be, but 19 is good enough for me. She like kind of like memorizes the map and kind of like gets a good amount of the bearing. And like probably like Rel takes her aside to be like, right. So this is the sort of like a landmark you're looking for. It's actually very difficult to find normally. Kind of like walks her through probably what he remembers from like leaving home 15 years ago. Um, cool. So you guys get that squared away. Anything else anybody wants to do on the ship?
Shopping trip?
Yeah, shopping trip.
Should we
Suma,
wait?
do you tell them? Is that all you tell them about what Aaron told you?
Um, at some point, I would mention that everyone is barred from leaving the city for the next 3 days.
You mean what we're trying to do?
Yes.
That's a bit important.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
crud. I mean, I can get. It's gonna take a little bit, but I could get us out of here relatively easily.
Well,
How so?
Let's just say I leveled up.
what? What does that even
Yeah.
mean?
So like when I assume Fields is about to go, but like I said, or Rel's talking to her, and I just let her know like mentally, hey, before you go, you're gonna actually have to stay with us so we can make sure that I actually are we fine? Yeah. No, we. Well, you know what? Just go on your own way, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We need makeup time. Never mind. Ignore me. Ignore the captain. Hey, you're back from the restroom, Ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So everyone want to go on the shopping trip?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Wait.
And
Before I
will,
go,
oh, go ahead.
I just gotta do something real quick. I need to use the restroom. All right. See, I'll be right back. And then I go to and then I go out, and I'm like, "Where's Suzanne?" I find Suzanne. Suzanne,
Yeah, what's up?
I'm about to spend some money. Like, where? Part my cut. Part my cut.
Right. She reaches over and coughs up. I believe I said I don't remember how much it was. I'm gonna say it was 40 gold.
What?
I think it was. You said like 150. I think maybe.
That she stole.
Yeah.
Yeah. She stole a good bit. I don't know if it was 150. It was in the 3 digits. I thought.
I do remember 100 something.
I'm gonna say she gives you 75 gold.
Oh,
Splits it even with you.
thanks, girl. All right, yeah, let's steal people's stuff more often. This is,
Yeah.
you know how many trips this is worth. My first mission in the Shield was supposed to be like what 4 to 5 gold pieces. Gee, we should rob rich people. So much easier.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of feel like they were like screwing you guys over like on purpose because you were new or something. That kind of seems like something they would do.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not a fan of being paid little amounts of money for dangerous activities.
Here, I don't think it was supposed to be dangerous. I think you were literally just supposed to just like sit in a ship, like chill. But
Yeah. Hey,
you know,
we're gonna go shopping and then we're gonna be gone for a bit. So, you want to come? I mean, you got some money on you
I think I'm gonna like hunt down Nico for
and
the
break his
most of the
kneecaps.
rest of yeah his Nico kneecaps. So I'm probably gonna be doing that. I'll probably go out tonight and buy a little something if like we're all still
Okay.
here.
While we're gone, you and Andros are in charge.
Got it. Um, yeah, he's been a little like moody lately, so I don't know, but yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
well, we'll get to that when we get to that. We got stuff on the plate. Actually, wait. It's just you, actually. I have to go tell Andros. You're in charge alone. I go to Andros. Hey, Andros.
Yeah.
After we go shopping, we're going on a trip to meet our old friend. We coming?
Yeah.
and
Alright.
as he says that, you see that the muscles in his arms like tense, and you see that his trusty battle axe has been sharpened and polished um to a gleaming shine as of late. Ah, cool.
And I
We are
also
going
tell Ralph,
shopping.
but
What
I
is
assume
everyone?
Ralph's coming. Yeah.
Rel's coming. Rel's been known, and he's not happy about it, but he kind of feels like he has to come.
Alright. Let's go shopping. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. It took me so long. I brought 2 other people from the bathroom. Oh my god.
You see Andros is like, listen, I'm just here to like carry your guys' fucking bags or whatever. Rel will not be joining you on the shopping trip. He wants to keep as low a profile as possible. Would only want to leave at like exactly when we're actually leaving. So he's gonna stay back, test to us to not have anybody recognize him or even hear his voice. Um, but yeah, you do have Andros with you, to carry stuff around or just for input.
Yeah. Alright. Hey, Suma, you know a magic place? Wizards know where
Do
magic
I?
places are.
Wow.
I don't know. I guess maybe I could make an investigation check to see if I.
Actually, no check necessary because Simon already found it for you when you sent him out to
And
get.
actually, I have a question for him. So
Yeah.
while I'm asking him the location of the shop, Simon,
Yes, Master.
I'm not sure if I hope we'll be able to have a lesson today, but I'm not sure if we're leaving right after we get back from our trip. Um, if we're not going off to chase a wind cloak, then we will have a lesson. But regardless, I just wanted to know, what is your favorite color?
Mine. Kind of like a lilac is kind of my favorite color. Like nice and pale, kind of like pastel-y type thing.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's all.
Why do you ask? Wait, what do you ask?
You'll see. You'll
He's
see.
like stressed out for the first time in like a while. He's like, what? No, I have to understand.
Breathing.
Then
Mississippi's.
why won't you tell me? He's like Zen again. Cool. So yeah, so Simon points you in the direction of a magic shop. That's where you guys want to go first, the magic shop.
I assume that's
I
where we're gonna
I
spend
think
most
that
of the
makes
night.
sense. Yeah.
Okay. And what is it exactly that we're all looking for or trying to buy?
What do you got?
Well, I mean,
Uh,
like, it's the issue of like what you have. If there's anything specific you need in mind.
Sure.
Aside from cool things, Gallet's gonna actually be looking for a melee weapon.
Yeah, we,
Cool.
we, we have shit for gold, so it's not gonna be anything fancy. So
You guys, Simon, marks on the kind of local map of Palestrom, a tiny hut that's like made of like it's like wood and it has like a red roof, but like it keeps going up like several stories up almost directly, and then at some point like the roof like goes up at an angle and goes back up again. Um uh and you see on the sign it just says Matilda's Magical Mysteries. And you guys walk in, you hear ooh, like kind of like as you walk in, like the jingle that plays. It's like in contrast to Melvin, I think is who it was, in Adaport that you guys first walked into, whose magic shop was a complete mess. Everything is in prim and pristine order. Everything is like laid out with like little labels and like tags for like how much gold it is. Everything's neatly portioned out. You were looking for a melee weapon, correct?
Yeah. I'm keeping my eyes out for other stuff, but like,
What
what
kind?
I
Like a
was told.
blade or a
Well, it has to be. Well, the issue is, I only have proficiency with simple weapons,
okay.
but I'm also looking for a blade, which is not a simple weapon.
Got it. Um, would a dagger count as
A
a
dagger
simple
is
weapon?
a dagger is a simple weapon, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. It's a blade. Um, you spot, you okay? So, Matilda greets you. She's a very tall and thin lady. She looked as if a willow tree had sprung to life and then just started running a magic shop. Um, like long hair that like droops over her face. Very lanky arms. Like it's like everything's like a very sweeping motion. She's wearing like one of those like wizard robes that like dangle all the way to the floor. And she always like keeps her hands aloft as if she's too afraid to let them down, lest she crumble to dust if she does so. And she goes, "Well, hello. What might I interest you in?"
Magical items.
"Well, you've come to the right place." She says, "You look like the kind of a man who likes really getting close to the action.
Oh
The
yeah,
kind that likes to take the fight to his enemies. Definitely not the kind of man who would wait in the back and do other things." Um,
that's not me.
she, she says, "Might I interest you in this?" Um, you see, she points you to uh, this is a hexblade dagger. It is 20 gold pieces. Um, upon I'm just gonna give you the description of the item. Um, when you do damage with this dagger, it counts as a magical weapon. So anything that can't be damaged by normal weapons, you're good to go on that. Counts as a magical weapon, and if you successfully do damage with it, you are able to roll 1d6 and subtract it to the next save that creature makes. Um, uh, yeah,
Sold. That's sick.
cool. That might be a limited thing. I have to think about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mage
Here,
killer.
yeah, it's sick. I got a dagger. All right. And
Yeah, so it's like low damage, but like makes up for it by probably
yeah, it's
making.
utility.
Yeah, it's like a utility type thing. Um,
That's what
uh,
I do.
cool. Thought you might like that. Anybody? What else is anybody looking for? Yeah.
Well, I have a question. What's the store called again, and who's the shop owner?
Matilda's Magical Mysteries.
But who's this shop owner?
Matilda.
Her name is Susan.
Nice.
Ah,
Oh, what? No, man.
Matilda's her middle name.
Okay.
That's just Susan doesn't start with an M, so that's what she put on the sign.
Matilda's mysterious what?
Magical Mysteries.
Magical mysteries. All right.
I'll look for some scrolls while we're here to see if she has anything interesting.
Yeah. Is there a specific kind of spell that you're looking for? I'm gonna roll something.
No, nothing in particular. I just want to see what she has.
Cool. Let me. I don't know if it's a flaw in me as a person, but I'm like I homebrew everything. So we're gonna find out whether that's gonna be my downfall eventually. I've not yet had to nerf anything that I came up with, which is nice, but I feel like the moment is going to come at some point. Um, you look around, and there's a couple of spells. You see, she has a spell for blink. Um,
Mm.
she has a spell for counter spell. I'm not sure if you're taking counter spell.
Well,
But she does have the spell for a counter spell. I'm assuming you got fireball. It
I
is
did
there.
not.
You did
oh
not.
my
I
god, you better
didn't.
get fireball, girl.
Sending and what? Or is it
What?
only
What
sending?
indeed?
What did
What
you take?
indeed? Um, how
I'm-
much would counterspell and or fireball be?
So this is a third level spell.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty
it'd be
expensive.
pretty pricey. I would say it would run you like 200 gold pieces for a third level spell.
Ah ha ha ha. No, I do not have that much.
How would counterspell on a scroll work? Because it's a
Well,
reaction. So
as a wizard, I can put it in my spell book. So if I have the
ah
scroll, I can copy the scroll
right.
into my book and learn it forever.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was like,
yeah. It's
would
on a
make
little
sense.
index card. It's on a little post-it. It's not a full scroll. It's like a tiny
Yeah.
scrap of paper that was ripped out from another book. Yeah, I chose not to homebrew a third level spell just now because I still don't want to inflict too much chaos. Um, you might not personally have 200 gold, but other people can pitch in if they would like to.
Or what?
Well, I think counterspell might be handy, especially if
Sounds
we're
awesome.
gonna be facing
I
off against
never
a wind
see.
cloaks.
That's not spells, that's wind. That's different.
True.
Maybe. And Aramis, whatever the hell he does.
You know what? Screw Aramis. Yeah, I'll help pay you for the counterspell. I'll go halvesies. Just when it shows up, if he does any spell, screw him.
Oh,
You
of
know?
course. I fully plan to. I hate that guy.
I'm gonna regret this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I got to do cool shit, and then it's just gonna get counterspelled, then it's gonna be a
Well,
good time.
I mean, it's not guaranteed to work sometimes, but
That's true. That's true. Unless it's the third level. Well, I guess it wouldn't be that cool of a thing to have canceled. Yeah. I will say you may also attempt to bargain, if you
that's
would
true.
like, to try and lower the
Um,
cost down.
I will make an attempt, though I am still very tired.
You are still at disadvantage, so if somebody
Let's
else
Oh no.
wants
see how
to,
I
you can
look.
give the help action and just make it a straight roll.
Oh, luck, we could do this.
Ooh, the
Well.
Twisted Brothers.
We could do this.
let's
That's
see
right.
how it works out. Eee, that's too bad.
23. Honestly, what do you say to Matilda?
I think I tried to like woo her with the drama of the story. I'm like, oh, we're searching for a lost artifact, and these terrible people took it who've done awful things to our ship's crew, and it would just be so meaningful to us if they were brought to justice, and this is the thing that's going to help us do it. That kind of a feel. Oh,
She
no.
starts very
Oh, don't
dramatically.
cry. Oh no.
Her hair is like shaking. She says, I have such a love for the lost artifacts and beautiful gems, and it's just, oh, you're so brave. Tell you what, we can do 120.
That's extremely generous of you, milady.
As you see, she takes out the scrap of paper, the tiny miniature scroll. And she goes, "Well, here you are. Counter. That's how you spell counter." And then hands it to you. Um, in exchange for how are we? Do you have enough to cover 120, or do you still have to split it with
Beautiful.
somebody?
I yeah, I could do 120 by myself.
Let me
And
let
then
me
I-
help you out.
I can
Okay.
pitch in.
You guys have so much money.
Sure.
How did this happen?
I give her 40 gold.
40? Okay. So
Cool.
I was
let's see.
going to give her
120.
30, but now
I mean, you
I
still
don't wanna-
can if you want to.
no, I'm not gonna lose to Gallet. I'm gonna give her 41.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay,
Giving
cool.
through. But really, Alok, where's your money been going?
I don't understand
You
how
spending?
I have. You guys told me we got like 100 last time. I don't know. Maybe I never added it after the first.
Yeah, have you
Quest.
never each time we say we split it, at that moment it's been split.
But okay, so how much did we get for the first quest? Like when we.
Well,
No, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've been adding it.
I think the first time we got money was when we got paid, right?
You got
the
Aramis's
shield.
chest.
Mm-hmm.
We used it to pay the crew though, right?
Yeah,
Just
we used a lot of it to pay the crew, but then
Yeah, but you also split some of it amongst yourselves. I think you guys have got at least like 20 each, right, or 25 each.
I think it was like 20. Like we did get a little bit. It was like not insignificant. I think like 20
Yeah.
is fair to say.
Probably. I know I spent some of that at the inn when we were on the Lagan, but I don't know.
Have you not been getting your paychecks?
Have we
have
been
the
getting
right-
paychecks?
I
I feel like that was the last time we got gold
Is that
until
why Simon's been wearing diamonds recently?
he's been stealing my cut. Nah, I mean, apparently we got 100 last night, so I have 108. I had 8 gold before you guys said that.
I think you got
And
more than a-
we got 20 gold worth of gems also.
I do have that, yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, can we
yeah,
patch that in
and
here?
yeah, absolutely. She
Cool.
definitely likes gems. I want to say you guys got a decent amount at Lagan at the very end, and I think you guys sequestered some of it as like a ship fund or something like that. But there was still a good chunk because Orin Oddhammer lowered his price significantly.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like at the last moment. So you guys got like hundreds of gold the time. I mean, like all together. So I think at least each of you would have gotten probably 100 or so at that point as well.
I think at this
think
point we
so.
should at least be in the triple digits, right?
You should definitely be in the triple digits, 100%. At least that's what I had in my head.
191, and then I just gave 41 of it to.
Yeah, I don't know how she has 190. I think she. Have you been holding on to some money?
I started out. Yeah, I haven't spent any of it, and then
Yeah, okay.
I
So
feel like,
we should have like at least 100.
yeah, sorry, this is not something that I have been tracking. Perhaps I should have, but
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
like-
on us. This is definitely an on us type of scenario for sure.
I'm like, I just say a number and I'm like, they'll know. how much they
Yeah.
have.
No, I mean, I should have been keeping track of this. I don't know why I haven't.
I guess you gotta rewatch all the episodes.
Oh yeah,
welcome back.
Yeah.
fun money part.
I want to say, you've been paid 4 occasions. First one when you got the chest from Aramis's room and cracked it open. You kept some for yourselves. Second time at Lagan at the very end, you guys stole a bunch of money from Rotwood. There's a good amount there. You guys got more money afterwards as well. Third time is when like Sierra low-key got you guys kind of paid at the very end. Like she sent like a little thing by messenger gull as like compensation for like the actual initial quest that you were hired on. And then fourth was when you guys like took the dragon's hoard and you also got gems from it. And I guess for Gallet, because you specifically asked Suzanne to like pick some pockets,
Yeah.
you got that split from Suzanne. So you would have 5 different times that would have been added in. Yeah, how much gold do you have?
With all that, I have 220. Wait, 228.
Jesus,
Okay.
you should have pitched in.
I didn't know I had all of that.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool. Alok, what are you looking for? What kind of
What do you got?
she looks you up and down and she says, you strike me as the strong and silent type. Is that correct?
The silent part, yeah.
By the way, she changes her voice every time she speaks. It's like kind of like her thing.
Mhm.
Because I can't remember what voice I gave her initially. Right. Well, um, she. Ooh. Broken. Probably broken. It's fine. It's fine. um, she says, speaking of silence, then, she hands you, um, like a vial, there's this like very thick liquid, inside of it. It's like a silvery liquid flecked with like black and red like specks inside of it. And she says, coat your weapons with these, and you will be able to make them as silent as you. And this acts kind of like a poison. Um, where it will, if you coat your weapon with it, your weapon becomes a magical weapon. So we'll be able to harm anything that needs to be harmed with magical weapons. And um, uh, on a on a hit, upon dealing damage, the target must make a DC. I'm gonna keep it low because I think it'd be too strong. DC 11 Constitution saving throw, or be silenced for, let's say, it's just a silence condition. So not able to speak or cast spells that require a verbal component.
Mhm. And how many uses would it have? Is it the poison just a one-time thing?
Um, I'm gonna say that you can use this only on 3 different weapons. And so it would favor melee weapons, but once you've applied it, it kind of sticks on it forever.
Forever.
It gets applied, it becomes imbued with the weapon. But say you get like a better, weapon out there at some point, you would have to coat that one again, and it would require you to go in with like a rapier or a dagger. If you use it on an arrow, you might lose that arrow, and they just want to be uses of it forever.
Okay, I'll keep that one in mind. Does she have any sort of armor, like leather armor or studded leather armor? That's
Oh, for sure, she has studded leather armor. She goes back. She goes, "What's your favorite color?"
ooh. I think I'll stick with the gray.
Gray. Boring. But
Yeah.
valid. She
Or
goes
gray.
in. She produces. She says, "Would you like just like regular leather, or would you like something a little more spicy?"
Spicy? What does spicy entail?
She pulls out a thing of leather armor, and you see it is gray, but like as she moves it through a shadow, it like turns darker as if to match like the lighting. And you can see there's a level of like this armor adapts to its surroundings in some way. And it would just be a +2 to your stealth rolls while
Oh,
wearing it at nighttime.
at nighttime. Okay. Or
Yeah.
would
So
that
like
also work in dark places, like
or
caves?
in darkness in general. Yeah, in
Okay.
darkness. When there's dim lighting, if you are in the shadows, but like in broad daylight, if you're hiding, it's not gonna help if you're just trying to hide behind something.
Yeah.
It's like the bonus doesn't really apply there. But yeah, +2 to stealth. And it's like studded leather armor. Still, so the
Hmm.
regular bonus of studded leather armor along with +2 to stealth.
How much would that be?
Um, let's see. All the gold that you have. Um, I want to say it would be 60 gold pieces. I believe studded leather should normally be around 45. I would say
Yep.
15 for the extra +2 to stealth.
And then what would the poison be?
The poison is interesting. I feel like magical weapons as we go forward are gonna become a necessity. Especially for like, the classes that require to hit like with melee weapons and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say, but it's only 3 uses. So I'm gonna say 30 gold.
I'll buy both.
Cool. She hands over the studded leather armor. Um, uh, uh, you see, it's like very lightweight, and and it seems to like as you put on it, molds perfectly to your body, like tightens itself and adjusts itself to exactly the right amount. Looks great on you, flatters you very well. And the vial, um, like when you put it up to your ear, it's like you can't hear out of that ear. Um, like it like exerts a certain field. So I guess when fighting to find a spellcaster, or if you're trying to keep a guard from yelling out for their comrades, that might be a useful thing. I might bump the DC up. Let's say DC 13. Con save,
Okay.
and they're silenced. Cool.
What should I call this? Poison.
Ooh, yeah.
Silent solution.
Ooh. Okay.
That's alliteration. That's better than mine.
Yeah, that sounds
I
awesome.
know our group is all about
Silence.
alliteration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Helen's burned out all his alliteration on the episode titles. We gotta.
I don't know what you mean. Crazy.
And Ruby, what are you looking for in terms of a potential magical item?
Is there anything I should get as a cleric? Otherwise, I probably just need like a ranged simple weapon. I don't have one right now.
You want to make like a bow of some kind, or like a thrown weapon, like a hand axe you could throw a javelin.
I feel like a bow would be better, just because I could buy multiple arrows and stuff.
Yeah. Trying to think. I don't believe. Yeah, I think a short bow or a crossbow would be considered simple ranged weapons. Are you feeling more of a crossbow like to match Suzanne, or looking more like a short bow to match Alok?
Let's do crossbow.
Which rogue are you leaning towards? Okay, cool. You get a nice light crossbow. That's 1d8 piercing. Believe the short range is 80, long range is 300 something. Are you looking specifically just for a regular crossbow, or do you think you would want something more like spicy?
Let's kick it up.
Let's pick it up. Cool. Let me think. This is the sound of me trying to think of something that hopefully isn't broken. Cool. This is not. So the crossbow is normal. However, Matilda offers you like a little pack of bolts, and when you take them out, you see that they cycle between different colors. Um, and these are variable bolts, if you will. And every once per day, you can decide what damage type they do. So they don't do any extra damage. But if you feel like at the beginning of the day, I think I'm going to be going up against things that like would require this kind of damage, you could change it to that. But you wouldn't be able to change it for the rest of the day. So, if you pick fire damage and later on you're up against, things that eat fire, you're kind of shit out of luck. But it's more like, if you know ahead of time, I'm going into this, I kind of want this, you could prep that. And I will say they have a +1 to damage. So
I could
1d,
choose any.
yeah, any type. Actually, probably just like elemental types. Probably not like. No, you know what? Any type. Any type.
What were you gonna say?
Any type. Any type, and it's +1. So 1d8 +1. So just a little extra oomph to each bolt. And you can decide kind of like collectively what damage type they will do at the beginning. and if you change it to like fire damage or whatever, it would count as a magical weapon in that sense.
And how many bolts is it, and how much does it cost?
Um, Listen, I am never ever going to be a stickler for being like, you've run out of bolts. I'm never going to say that. So I'm gonna say that it's functionally it's infinite. I would say it's a couple hundred. I don't know that we really keep track of that kind of stuff. I would say it would cost 35 gold.
Okay. I will do that. Wait. Could I get a, discount? Because I'm also part of this artifacts collecting, like artifacts or something.
I'm gonna need you to roll a separate persuasion check from Suma.
There.
14. What do you say? What do you say?
Hey, Matilda. So, you gave my friend here a discount, and I feel like, we're part of the same crew, and I really look out for him. So, like, cool if I also get a
Food, she
discount.
does.
A lot less convincing, but okay. She knocks it down by 3 gold pieces to 37.
That's something, yeah.
It's not nothing.
Wait, didn't you say 35?
Oh, did I not say 40? Sure. 32. 32.
Wait, did you say 30?
That was 35. Oh,
How dare you take advantage of my poor memory?
I heard 15. but
Okay.
Nice
An
try.
old
That's me.
lady's memory. How dare you?
I'm going to senile.
Okay. That works. We'll take that. Thank you.
Cool.
I have a-
Is there anything else people are looking for? Maybe something collectively that like anybody could use, or
I have a question and a yes, but a question about the two
You're
items.
muted.
you're muted.
Thank you. I have two questions about the items. So one, the silenced condition. How long does that last?
Um, they must. Let me think. I want to say that on their turn, they must make another Constitution saving throw.
So
to
it's
keep
until
it.
they succeed,
So
or
it's until they pass.
okay,
But I will say that the initial DC is 13. The next save is 15. Altogether
okay.
17.
So it goes up every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
As kind of like the poison or like the effects of it keeps circulating through them, it gets worse and worse.
Okay. And is it? Do they
More
make the
difficult for it
save
to take off.
at the beginning of their turn or the end of their turn?
Um, at the end of their turn, because I would want them to have at least one turn of actually being silenced.
Okay. And then the other one was, is it just in darkness or in dim light or darkness?
Is in dim light. In dim light.
Okay.
I was gonna make it more I was tempted to make it more complicated, like, oh, it's only +1 in dim light, +2 in darkness, but we're just gonna say +2 all around.
Okay. Cool. I'm down for that one thing if you want, but so I'm writing it out so I'll remember.
Well, anybody want anything else? Anyone willing to spend any more gold?
Oh yeah, for sure. Question: do you have any
Yes.
anything for healing, Matilda?
Healing. Well, let me see. She goes into the back, and she arrives with like this ornate, it's like a bell. It was like a bell. It's like it's crafted with this. It's like rusted silver, but there's these ornamentations on it and designs carved into it of like a deep green, kind of like Palestrom green, all around it, and there's like symbols of the wind going around and like in patterns around the thing. And she rings it, and it makes the sweetest sound you've ever heard. It's like, I'm not gonna do a sound. Whatever. And you once you hear that, you can feel your spirits lift a little bit. This is a healing bell. And when you ring it, I want to say no, that would be too broken.
Healing items are easily abused, so make sure it's not abusable.
Yeah. Okay, I had to take. I almost said something that would have been so awful.
Every time you hear it, you heal one. Oh,
I'm gonna say okay. It amplifies the next healing spell cast within a 60-foot range. So when you hear it in combat, um let's say somebody casts cure wounds, that's 1d8. The next cure wounds cast would be cast a level up.
it's pretty nice. Yeah.
So you need to cast a spell while ringing it, or do you mean like you just ring it and then next time?
So say Gallup had it. If Gallup, so I would say bonus action to ring it. If you are within kind of a 60-foot range to have like heard it or be under its effect, if you cast a healing spell, it is now bumped up in strength. So you would still have to burn a spell slot, but just you wouldn't have to cast at second level if you didn't have to, or whatever it is.
So is it within 60 feet the recipient of the spell or the person casting it?
And functionally, that's the same. The person casting it just would roll an extra dice. The person receiving just gets healed for whatever the extra dice does.
It's a pretty mediocre. I don't know if that's gonna fly off shelves that easily. How much did you price this for?
Well, I think it's nice. I think it sounds.
Yeah, it sounds
I mean,
like pleasant, but I'm like,
the bell looks cracked too. It doesn't.
I don't.
It's kind of used.
Yeah. Where'd you get this from?
She just keeps ringing. She says, "I made it," and she keeps ringing it. You are deeply hurting my feelings.
I give her a pitying look. Oh, it's great. How much is it?
Well, after all of your hurtful comments, 25.
Look, you're working on it, and I can see you're getting better, but like, this is worth 20 gold.
26 now.
Make a persuasion check. Make a persuasion at disadvantage because you specifically dissed the thing that she worked so hard on.
Yeah. Oh, natural one.
She says,
28 gold, take it or leave it.
What if anyone else but him bought it?
$29.
I look to Ruby. I mean, are we even gonna use this?
I mean,
I should say, are you even going to use
it? I would probably use it. Does it have to be the immediate round afterwards that you cast a healing spell, or could you do it
it's the
anytime
next
after?
thing. The next thing.
It's the next
She says,
Well, I also have something else in here if you really don't like my beautiful bell.
And she goes, this one's going to run you 30 gold, however. She reaches down beneath her little counter, pulls out a little box It's like green wood, ornately decorated. It kind of reminds you of the box that Valaire had that had to be opened by the wind, but this one has like a gold latch. She flips it open, opens it, and turns it around, and you see like a dagger that seems to be like it has like a wooden handle, and the blade of it is not made of metal, but instead made of like a sharpened wood that is like coated with like looks like lichen and like moss and like little like vines running around it. And she lifts it up and presents it to you. Um, uh, um, this is something that was dropped off at my shop a long ways ago by a very clumsy man who was very distraught. Um, it has the power to heal. However, you must plunge it into your target for it to take effect.
That's rough.
I like that.
It's pretty cool.
It
So
is
one could throw this.
yeah. She says, I heard a rumor that it was once a longsword, but after several uses, it diminished in size the more that it was used upon your friend and foe alike. Um, it is now but a small dagger, but I do believe it still has some kick in there. And so this dagger would be you would have to make an attack roll in order to be able to use it. So you would have to hit whoever you're trying to heal's AC. Um, um, in the heat of battle, as they're also trying to like dodge other things. And it's like fucking hold still, like stab them. You would get advantage on like people who are downed. Um, but it would just heal. It's just a 1d4 heal.
Stabbing them to heal them.
Yeah, you stab them and like it expends like this nature energy and like leaves behind some of this like friendly like a symbiotic like plant life that like closes up the wound and like heals it for them. But it is an attack roll and would have limited uses, and I would just let you know how many it would have. But it is, if Ruby's down, uh might be good thing to have.
Should we get both?
I'll give her 29. I'll give her 30 gold for the bell. I apologize.
Ooh.
He really, yeah, it was just a marketing ploy to get
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
over.
mean,
So yeah,
I understand. I was just giving you a hard time. I will take the 30 gold though.
oh yeah, no, you deserve it.
Ooh.
You're better at this than me so far. All right.
Ruby, would you want to halvesies with me on the dagger?
Sure.
Cool. That's
Um,
30 gold, so 15.
really important thing. I also have to ask.
Yeah.
I get real close, like, and I whisper to her. Okay, so if you were trying to impress someone with your knowledge, what book would allow you to do so?
Hmm. How about this? She reaches down and she pulls out an extremely large and tattered tome. And she says, "This one is free. I've just really just kind of been collecting dust beneath my cupboards like for like eternity." And it just says, fun facts about Ela, 101 fun facts about Ela. Um,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
this is gonna work.
yeah, but it's such a thick tome that you have no idea how it could only be 101. You suspect that mm, that cover is just a fucking lie. You wipe over like a little smudge. It's actually 101 squared facts about Ela, explaining its massive size.
That's great. Hey Andros, do you want anything?
Nah, I'm good. Kind of got my. Sorry, am I supposed to be carrying something? Like, do you guys need my help? I've just been zoning out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I think that's unless you've got anything that's super special and cool that you want to show off. I think we'll be good.
Yeah, any fun trinkets? Any little.
Do you have anything that is of high value? We're talking about big money.
Well, how big is big money?
Triple digits.
Triple digits? Well, if you happen to have an extra 300 gold, which, seeing as you've been so stingy, I doubt it. And she pulls out another portable portent. A second one, because as Portia said, a lot of these were made. She pulls it out and she says, I've had this thing for quite a long time, and I noticed that my life has gotten a lot better since I've had it, so I would not be willing to part with it unless for an exorbitant price.
You look to Sumo. That's. Allow us to confer. It's a really good item.
Come in handy for me, certainly.
Well, I mean,
there's been a lot of like close calls averted.
I feel like Alok might need it.
Am I a part of this group huddle?
Oh, you are. You are.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Just making sure I wasn't overhearing an accident. Yeah,
I still said it.
that's fine. You're right. Yeah, I mess up a lot.
Do you have the money?
I have 100 I can put in.
I can drop 100.
I have exactly 102 points.
I do not have triple digits anymore.
Can you and Ruby go 50-50 then?
I have. I think I could put in up to 40.
Is that cool with everyone?
So let's just go over it. How much is each person putting in?
100.
100.
Okay, 200. Then 40 from Suma. Cool. And 60 from Ruby then.
Or
Awesome.
Andros, buddy.
There goes.
Yeah.
We brought you here to extort you. Huh? It was a
Is that
joke.
why I was brought along? I'm gonna tell you something right now. Straight up, I'm very broke. I also was on Nico's side of that bet, and I did lose some gold to Suzanne. Be
Oh.
very real with you.
You actually paid her? I don't think Nico paid.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Nico's got a death wish. I think we all understand that. If I were Nico, I would have a death wish too. And he says, for some reason, I think Suzanne just lets him get away with stuff because he's so dumb. Me, on the other hand, I'm afraid of very few things. I'm afraid of Suzanne on a daily basis, and I feel like I heard she
Really?
killed a dragon, and I just didn't want to fuck with her after I heard that.
Sure.
Excuse me, she was passed out.
No,
of
she
that.
killed it. She killed it.
Yeah, oh yeah, but then she was passed out for part
Because
of
it
the
blew
movie?
up. Yeah.
I just want okay, but she did kill her. Okay, well, it was kind of a group effort. Whatever.
Hey, Matilda.
Although I wouldn't know. I was sleeping.
Yes.
I put my elbow on a counter. We'll pay
Oh
for
no.
it. But I'm not going to try to make the price go down. But if we do buy this, will you agree to, if we happen to mosey on by, give us a discount since we've been so generous in buying your items? It's not like
Goodbye a lot.
too many people aren't going to be coming by here with the lockdown of the city and whatnot.
This is the most successful day of business I've had in quite some time. Okay, I will give you a 20% discount for being such a loyal customer.
And we get
If
a
you come
stamp
back.
card that says something to that effect.
She casts a spell on you, and like a rune appears on your left arm that says loyal customer. And there's like one. There's like how many fucking items were bought? Alok got 2 things. Fuck,
Got one.
healing bell, the dagger,
2, yeah.
gallet, crossbow bolts, the new portent,
Counter spell.
The
this
scroll.
counter spell. 8 things. You got 8 little beep thing on there. She's like, on your 10th one, you get a free fucking frozen yogurt.
Nice.
Sula,
uh,
you've been day drinking.
2 more items, guys. Come on.
So early.
I give her my 100 gold.
I
she
hand over
checks
100.
out.
Okay, here's 60. Hey, next time, Suma, bring your richer lover boy, okay?
Oh yeah, we should have totally abused your relationship with him.
Honestly, what is
I think I did that well enough by myself. Thank you. If
Well,
anything,
yeah, but we
I'll.
can do it more with us. That's how it works.
If anything, I should be writing my parents to fund this whole thing, but that's another story.
Oh,
You're just giving us lots of tidbits about you today. I like that. All right, well, Alok, there you go. Time for some luck, buddy.
Oh, I'm holding. Oh, yeah. A-Luck.
Oh, luck.
E-Luck. O-Luck. Whatever it was.
Suma,
Yeah.
I assume you're gonna hold the dagger.
I would like to in the event that something happens to you.
Sounds good.
I'm also happy to stab, as we know.
Darn it! It uses charges, right?
The dagger?
That's unfortunate. That would be the best comedy device.
As I said, bits never require the usage of any limited resource.
Alright,
If you're doing a bit, it doesn't count.
Okay,
sick. There's a god in this universe, the god of
Yeah.
comedy, and understands that you're
Definitely.
doing a bit and returns your spell slots and magic back to you.
One of the most
Uh,
powerful gods.
Yeah. Rules over everything.
I have
Alright.
a question. Which
Yeah.
items are attunement, if any?
Let me think. Scroll is fine. The hex dagger. It's not that high. I don't know that any of them really would be. I would say
The ball.
the ball does not require attunement, actually.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. It's just kind of like a free-flowing thing.
101 squared facts. Fun facts about Eli.
That one
That's
requires
cool.
attunement. That one requires
It
attunement.
does.
Actually, you flip through it and you realize that
cursed.
it's
What?
blank, and each day it just has like one fact, but like
Oh.
in such depth that it covers the entire book. But you might get something useless. So you would just roll a d100, and depending on what you roll, I would just tell you a random fact about Eli or whatever.
Now I get to do that. 14.
On a 14, on a 14 out of 100, the fact that you receive is that, in order, the ages that have transpired in Ela go from the first one being the age of explorers, the second one being the age of monsters, the third one being the age of pirates, into the current time, the age of peace.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. You also get a little tidbit about like you browse very briefly. There is what's it called? A little passage there about these two twin brother explorers who had a pair of enchanted earrings. And during the Age of Explorers, they would sail to different parts of Ela to cover the most ground and then switch places with each other so that they could see like different parts of the world without being able having be confined to the same place. And they would often get arrested for like various hijinks and would use it to like take turns spending time in prison. Which is the daggers that you hold now, or the earrings you hold now. Fun fact.
Whoa. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, by the way, who has the other one right now? I think I have it, and does Alok have? Or is
It's
it
been
Ruby?
you and Ruby
No,
for a
Ruby.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you would
Because
have your
you
uses
switch
back
places.
now.
Okay, so I'm holding the book, reading that, and then Pam, now she's reading the book, reading that. Yeah, it's crazy. What do you think they're talking about?
And so it's like, oh my god, what just happened?
Oh, yeah. Huh? What do you mean?
What magic was that?
What are you talking about?
I'm losing my mind. And she goes, is there anything else you wanted, or is that I will not say no to more gold from you.
I mean, I think we've been pretty tapped out from your wonderful business, and we're excited to come back when we have more money.
Excellent. and she says, "Well, as a reward for being such a valued customer," she takes one of the gold pieces that you had given to her, like among the hundreds that you just gave her. She kisses it, and it glows like a weird, like blue light. It's like half blue, half red. She flicks it over to you. Go ahead. Can you roll a 1d2?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can roll any number die on this.
I, I
Yeah,
think
go ahead
it's
and roll a
just
1d2. I'm gonna say
R.
heads on a 1, tails as a 2. A 2. Tails. One-time use of this coin, you can as a reaction impose disadvantage on any roll. One-time use.
Burrito. Thank you. We'll try to keep ourselves alive.
Well, have fun storming the castle. And then
Don't
kind of
forget,
goes.
once you use it, it's still worth 1 gold coin though, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
is still one gold coin.
All right. Thank you, Matilda.
Actually, you have to fucking flick it at them in order to use it. Actually, and the shine of light distracts them for a second. I'm just kidding. You can just keep going.
I'm gonna flick it towards them.
Yeah, you just go back and pick it up.
Yeah. We're gonna win the fight. All right then, everyone. We're good.
I just want to buy one more thing, but I'm going to look for it elsewhere.
Okay, what are you looking for?
I would like to go to a bookstore,
Okay.
and I would like to buy a little blank book,
A spell book.
preferably with a purple cover. Yes, I would like to buy
Cute.
Simon his baby's first spell book.
I knew it.
That is so cute. This is an empty spell book. I want to say this is like a few silver pieces. I'm gonna say like 10 silver pieces, like an empty book that has no properties whatsoever. Yeah, you get that.
Gino,
Yeah.
well, she's busy doing that.
Okay. I
when
feel like, what do I feel like I'm gonna hate this just from the tone of your voice?
I get silent image on the book to make it look a lot more spiffy, and I'm gonna go up to the librarian. Hey, I found an extremely rare book in my travels. It's magical. It gives you so much information. On the daily, it's constantly changing. I think it's worth a lot of money. And I show them the extremely pristine looking 101 grade fun
Okay,
fact.
okay. She is gonna so you go to this is like a bookstore. This is Batilda's beautiful books.
Matilda.
No
Are they
relation to
sisters?
Matilda.
I don't know.
They just her first name is also Susan though. Shockingly. Yeah, she's gonna roll out just a flat 1d20 intelligence check. On a 4. On a 4, she tightens her little glass. Goes, pristine copy of 101
No.
fun facts about Hela.
101 squared fun facts about Hela. This is a lot more.
Wow, the
This is
real
a-
thing.
The limited edition. This was the first, like, these were the first copies that came out. And they're still been going.
She goes ahead after roll.
No.
What should I roll? Persuasion?
Can I give her guidance?
No, I was rolling a D100 to see how much she would buy it for. She gives it to you. She offers to buy it from you for 24 gold pieces.
I'm sorry, that's not worth it. Oh well, I'll find another bookstore. It's fine.
You got that for free.
What are you talking about? No, I found this in like a very dangerous temple as the main thing you get from the temple.
Okay. Cool. She goes, that was a confusing interaction. And she has a little tear falls down her eye, and she's unable to purchase that book from you. Okay, so do we have everything that we wanted to buy? I'm gonna say, you guys buy provisions and like stuff like that. I think that's kind of taken care of. Anything else you want to do roaming around Pilstrom?
Should be fine. I mean, I don't think there's any like sights or anything for us to see on the way out.
Yeah. You guys. So, Matilda and Batilda's stores were both in the middle ring. As you know, books, magical items. Nobody, is no commoners need those things. So you guys did have to go up there, and as you leave, you notice that there's a lot of these citizens of Palestrom out and about. People are like putting up decorations of like these like streamers that flow in the wind. There's like people starting to set up like stalls to like sell like fresh food and stuff like that. You see there's a lot of uh like touristy things almost, but they look like memorabilia of Castle Palestrom, and stuff like that. There's like apparently a celebration, and people are abuzz about the Aaron Kalen ascending to dukehood. Um, and kind of as you guys pass by the city streets, you come up to this like main town square in the middle ring. It's kind of like the center of where everything branches out in these winding paths. Um, and you see like four um uh they look like Galenian soldiers like from the castle, like heavily armored, marching in file. At the back you see somebody wear a wind cloak. Nobody that you've recognized, but seemingly there on castle affairs. And the marching boom, stops abruptly. The wind cloak walks up into the middle of the square, and around it there's these little like pipes that are coming up at the edges. You see that she sends wind into each of them, and you can hear like the turning of like massive gears like beneath the town square, and zoom, 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 zoom. This middle platform, kind of like this like circle that was just a decoration initially of the town square, rises up, and you see as it hits boom the top, uh there's like it's like suspended on like four pillars that could go down into this platform, and you see chains of a person suspended in the air, their limbs chain all four limbs chained to like the corners of this thing, and they are stripped completely naked but for a loincloth, their head down, their body battered and bruised. And as this person lifts their head, you recognize this as the previous Duke Kalen. Just chained up and made a spectacle for everyone in the middle ring to see. Um, Suma, you would know that it is still 2 days until his scheduled execution.
By the way, Storm King's cruelty is truly something to behold. This man is to be executed in front of Aaron on the day of his coronation. I thought that was bad enough, but this...
I'll feel sorry for Aaron, not him. He deserves what's coming.
Oh yes, this man, I don't feel sorry for him, but still, the levels that the Storm King goes to show people his strength is just one more reason for him to put me on edge.
Yeah.
Maybe
We should
could try to
probably
kill him
go.
right now.
But no, I don't. We should probably be going. He can recognize
Just got
us.
this new crossbow, guys.
You want to use it?
I feel like we'd be causing so much more trouble. Can we? Like, we gotta go.
When-
If he sees us in the crowd,
Well,
I'm worried.
I feel like he's not gonna see us. I don't know. I feel
We're
like the
also disguised
crowds.
at the ball, wouldn't we?
That too. Yeah, we were.
Not staying here, at least this area, for much longer.
But
Yeah.
we should
To
probably
be
just...
honest, Duke Kalen would only recognize Ruby at the most. Because nobody really interacted with Duke Kalen except for Ruby. The Duke was essentially taken out by Aramis. and Aramis activating whatever curse was on the Eye of the
Mhm.
Storm. Yeah. Um, uh, yeah, he looks fucked up. He looks very bad. He's not even like crying out or anything. You can tell he's conscious because he's like moving his head and whatnot. But he's 100% being tortured for painting Palestrom and the Storm King and his rule in any type of negative light.
Oh yeah, this is definitely fixing that.
You know, definitely a dictator type dude, the Storm
Yeah.
King. You gotta, build up your villains a little bit.
Huh? What? Huh?
Villain?
I
What?
thought this was just, like a gray situation. We don't see it from his side. Oh.
It's cultural
Maybe
difference,
some
They're
would
air
consider
people.
villains still be gray. Or at least he feels like a villain in the way that nobody thinks he's a great guy. But maybe he has some points.
I feel like he's misunderstood.
He is really like, if you met him, like I can change him. Like I
Yeah.
swear.
It's
Like this isn't like you, Storm King. Like look at me.
Well,
you've been
barf.
different. I don't.
He's actually a really cool guy once you get to know him. It's just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hard
You
exterior.
just have to survive long enough to know him.
Like you're being weird, like you don't like him. Like just come on, babe, let's go.
Oh.
To Duke Kalen, as we make our way out, I'll send a message using message cantrip.
Oh yeah.
And I'll just say, your son loved you. When it's time, have the decency to look him in the eye.
He does not. He responds, but he doesn't acknowledge that at all. He says, "Please help me. Please help me. You don't know what he'll do to me. You don't know." And message does not convey any images, right?
No, I believe it's just words.
Yeah. He says, Do you know what he will do to me?"
Curiosity piqued. What will he do?
He will use the wind and force it against me until my limbs are ripped from my body. Please. Please
You not
rescue
deserve
me.
it.
I will let you kill me however you like. But I would at least like to die with some dignity.
That's not in my power. I'll turn away.
You sever the message connection right as he screams like out for help, and then cut it off. And you see him rattle against his chains. And you can imagine you've seen Valer summon up some winds, but you can. It probably stands to reason that whatever the Storm King could summon would be big and strong enough to like literally like force him until, which is a very awful way to die.
Well, so was burning plenty of halfling women.
This
Yeah.
is true. This is true.
To a
We
dragon.
don't really feel bad for him.
No empathy for him. Like
Yeah,
he's getting
no.
a cool death anyways. Like he's getting better than he deserves. I thought it
Yeah.
was gonna be lame with the guillotine, but this is cool.
Yeah, I want to say usually, when cloak executions, when they execute people, they literally just draw the breath out of your body and suffocate you. But the Storm
that's
King,
extremely humane.
the Storm King is much more metal than that.
Oh yeah,
and,
see, like that's what I'm talking about. He sounds cool.
Okay,
he's
well,
kind of metal a little
so
bit.
what he's doing is definitely extreme, but like it's okay because of who it's happening to.
Yeah, it's like Palpatine.
sure?
You like the guy because he's extreme.
What? Yeah.
Do we like Palpatine?
I was gonna
Is
say
that-
I don't know
Like,
about that
no.
one.
He
What?
Do it.
enjoys
Wait, hang
it.
on.
He's,
Wait.
Do it.
He's having fun with it. Do it.
It's not a story the Jedi tell you.
Don't underestimate the power of the dark side. Gotta love. Palpatine is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
definitely look uncomfortable, but I can't really rescue him because I'm just a guy, so and
Just
I
some
don't know
dude.
that I want to. I'm confused.
He
So-
probably doesn't really know who it was that was
No,
speaking
I don't
to
think
him.
so.
It's fairly probable he just thought that like, it was some kind of god or whatnot. in the delirium of being trapped in a dungeon for probably a full day and
Okay,
also
Hey,
so
Locke.
tortured in darkness.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
ghost guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Since you can control ghosts,
Okay. Well.
since you can control ghosts, can you
I
make
don't
his
think
wife
that's been
show up?
established.
Yeah. I don't know.
And no, you can't.
Well.
Well, give it a shot.
So what? What is it? What?
Make his wife show up in, I don't know, like, style on him.
I even if I could, I don't think I would. It's kind of.
It's the most emotionally devastating thing
I
to
I
have
think she's
happen.
going through enough. I don't think. I think we've done enough with him that we had to. I would rather not.
Or he dies looking at the king about to push tons of wind at him.
Even worse.
Blurry in the distance.
I
His
don't
wife
want
is Fortnite dance.
to. I wouldn't want to bother his wife either. I feel like she's at rest now. So
Uh,
yeah.
but like,
Are
just
we
know that
killing
if
this
I
guy?
had your power,
No,
I would have done
we
it.
could just walk away. Why are we?
No, we're just
Why does something
going.
have to
We're just
happen?
going.
Wait, I
He's
can
there.
make
We're
it
here.
happen.
We go. It's it.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm the one that does it.
I was gonna tell you to do that too.
Oh
You know what she looks like.
Oh yeah, no, no, because we have the painting.
I have.
You
a
do
beautiful
have the painting.
His wife, only he sees it because everyone's looking at him. Way in the background, he can see her blurry. She's doing the Fortnite default dance.
You see this man who probably has not been allowed water, except for bare drops in order to sustain him, screams with whatever he has left in his throat through all the hoarseness, and the pain and the exhaustion. Sasha, Sasha, and then you see immediately as he screams, the wing cloak turns around, whips out a hand. Returns it to him, and then you see the Winkle says, "Will you be doing that again?" Just shakes his head no. She says, and she says, "Are you sure about that?" He says, "Yes." All hail the Storm King. And then the four soldiers in the Winkcloak march back up to the castle.
Gal, was that necessary? That was.
That felt so gratifying. You have no idea.
I suppose.
Look, no empathy for that guy.
Well, of course,
Nah.
but I also I don't think we need to put him through anymore.
Explicitly a
not
monster,
less.
but also,
Nah.
in a moment of weakness. I don't know.
Yeah, he might be in a moment. Yeah. Nah. I'm
No,
good with this.
I don't like
I'm
him.
good. I don't like. He made a. Man, that dragon does not deserve what it got in life. And then the myriad of halfling women he also kidnapped and killed.
Almost did the same thing to Suzanne too, which.
Yeah.
Anyways.
How many times can she die, right?
We'll see. Well, actually, we can't see. She can't be with us. All right, let's go get Rel and let's find a way out.
On our way back, can I sell my old leather armor to just any merchant?
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is.
What, like 20 gold, I want to say?
I don't know. Maybe 15. Is it 20?
This is not a strong suit for me personally. I apologize.
Me neither.
I'm gonna say you sell it for like 14 gold.
Okay.
It's used.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. So what is everyone's plans to get out of here? You guys kind of like receive intel from like across the city, but like there are like heavy guard presence at all of the major exits out of the roads out of the city, which would require how you would need to go in order to go like out of it. You see that around Aaron Kalen's manor there is increased presence of like imperial soldiers, for the mere fact that like, hey, you're like a fresh target. We just lost the last duke. There may be people who might try to kill you because it's already so destabilized. There would be no clear chain of succession, and so people might feel like anything is up for grabs. Might come after you Aaron, so like there's a lot of beefed up Imperial presence there. What is the method you guys want to try to take out of the city? If you're trying to leave, you'd also just in 2 days, this is all going to be over. The barricades will be lifted.
We don't need to worry about that.
Well,
We're bringing 6 people, right?
Gallet, do we do we need to risk that? I mean, we have been through quite a lot the past like 2 weeks. I don't know how long it's been. We could use a few days to enjoy ourselves at the festival. Maybe we can take a little break mentally.
We thought
I
about
understand.
Digging.
Digging would be cool, and like I understand that we've been pushing ourselves and all that, but this is once again I am sorry, but this is somewhat time. Well, it doesn't. It feels timed. Aramis already has an advantage ahead of us, and he's going to the Wind Cloak City. Like I already forgot Wind Cloak City. While they're at the most vulnerable, he has stolen an item that has similarities to the Red Wraith, and there's a lot of stuff with a storm coming. Look, if all of you are out, if y'all of you agree that this is a bad idea and we should wait, I'll listen. But
well, I want to hear your idea first. I guess I just don't want to take too big of a risk and end up.
yeah, it's not gonna be risky.
Okay.
We're taking 6 people, right?
Four
Right?
of you plus Aurelius plus Andros.
Yeah, so that's
6.
6. Within 3 hours, we can all get out of here, approximately, a little bit more. I can do this, and well, how near are we to the walls? I don't want to waste it.
Like I mean, you guys are going up to the one of the walls.
Yeah,
Of the
let's
city?
just go to the wall with everyone here. Look, I'll show you. I put my hand on Alok. Alok, you start to turn into mist.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and
Well,
all you have to do
it's gaseous
is
form. Yeah.
fly over the wall.
Are the winds not too much here?
Hmm. Doable. I'm gonna make. Okay. I'm gonna roll 1d20. Uh, Palestrom, as has been established, I think many times, is an extremely windy place, which I think would make this specific plan very difficult. Um, like it would be difficult to move as a gas against a wind. I will say I'm gonna roll a d20, and depending on what we get, we can determine on like how difficult it will be for a gas to move forward. I'm gonna say anything over a 14 and we're good to go, no problems. Anything underneath that, there will be some challenges, such as perhaps if you become gas, you might not be able to to control very well where you end up. So I'm gonna roll that just under, just under. So we're gonna say you can do this. You can do this 100%. However, you might when you arrive at where you go, each person is going to have to immediately roll a stealth check in order to not be seen. You're going to be carried a little bit downwind, closer to where guards are present. I'm assuming you're picking up part of the wall that's like not very heavily guarded,
Yeah.
and people aren't there monitoring. I'm gonna say the wind strength being what it is, it's gonna carry you downwind as you ascend up the wall. So it's gonna carry you this way towards where guards are. You'll have to roll some stealth checks if you go through with this plan.
Anyone want to try something else? Because
You try digging.
yeah, I got. Hey, you got any digging spells?
No.
I mean, Alok does have ooh.
Do I? What do
Uh,
you? Do I have
you
what?
very high rolls to stealth.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
say you could theoretically shuffle the earrings around in such a way that you could have a stealthy person hide and then switch places with a less stealthy person. Like Andros and perhaps Ruby and probably Rel doesn't really have like great stats at all. So you could have you could just like send Alok over. Like I think you guys both have like decent stealth. Have them go over and hide, hopefully pass those checks, and then switch them out for somebody who is less likely to make that check. If you want to do that.
Alok, do you feel good with that?
I
You're the one that's gonna be hiding.
I suppose I don't know how I feel about the plan in general. Just
Well, we need to
is it
get out of here.
is it worth the risk?
I believe so.
What about Ruby? See what is this something?
So you, we're gonna have
I
to pass it 6 times, right? No
Mhm.
matter which one we do. The stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6 passes.
Wait, what's the
what
what's
were
the
we
portable
saying?
portent for Alok? Did you
He hasn't
roll?
rolled it yet.
Okay.
Worth a shot.
Ooh, portent roll.
Ah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, that could be
That's
for a guard trying to view you. I don't know.
that could.
I will say that the passive perception you are trying to beat is a 14.
Well, if I put that on myself, I could get myself 14. So
That's a success.
yeah.
Oh shit, plus 10 expertise will do that. Oh yeah, proficiency bonus is plus 3 now, right? At level
Yep,
5?
that was a big
Plus 3?
big for my expertise.
And what is Suma's?
My stealth?
Your Portia.
Right. Oh, it's
It's
3.
3. Also,
3?
Alok would only be able to do it twice.
Yeah. Because then both earrings would be on the other side.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You'd only be able to do it twice.
So
Well,
I can only send one person in. That's bad as stealth.
Yeah, this plan doesn't seem like it's the safest. But what else could we do then?
I will say
Take a
that
break.
I don't know if this is a meta thing, but um it will not be the end of the world if you don't leave tonight. I hope I'm not making it seem like you have to go chase them, or that or I'm not leading either way. You could risk it and try to follow them through the barricade, or you could not and just chill at Pilstrom. Both are perfectly valid
How
and
about
won't result in the end of the world or anything.
we see what the wind's like tomorrow then?
Okay.
I think one more night sounds good to me, and at least then I won't be so tired.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
true.
that's true. Disadvantage
Suma
on
will
the
be
stealth.
making all those rolls on disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
This is a really cool plan, though. I think any other city where it wasn't said that it's constantly super windy would be absolutely perfect. But who knows? Maybe the winds will be better tomorrow. Cool. It's 11:10. It's been 3 hours. This feels like an okay stopping point. You guys probably, if there's any other, is there any other errands that people want to cover? We don't have to like run a full scene. We can just kind of like briefly cover like what happens. If there's like other stuff that people want to do.
I'd just like to get, if possible, I forgot one healing potion.
Uh, Absolutely. Probably you could have like picked that up at Matilda's. Um, uh, let's see.
That means I have one more thing on my.
You do have another thing. You are almost there.
So close.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I want the
They're
yogurt.
saying,
Come on.
they're saying a
Really
healing
like
potion should
yogurt.
be 50 gold pieces. That's really
That's
high.
yeah, it's a gold piece, or it's 50 gold
Healing
for
potion
the
should be
2d4 plus
yeah.
2. It makes sense. You've been making these magic items super cheap. Usually magic items are in the hundreds, even like the crappy ones.
Yeah, but also I don't give you guys a ton of gold,
That's
so I
true,
feel like
yeah.
it kind of just balances out. It's just like accessibility, I think. I'm gonna say I think scaling it to the amount of gold that you have I'm gonna say 30 gold is probably fair.
All right then. Thank you for your patronage. I cannot afford it. Goodbye.
Got it.
I'll buy it.
Ooh, high roller over here.
Well, I mean, we never know when it's gonna be helpful. Healing is
Yeah,
nice.
it's a healing potion.
That's true. You guys are stocking up on healing. That just makes me feel like I gotta just throw more shit at you.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
I don't know if we're stocked up. One person has to stab you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Pulp Fiction. Right in the heart.
Is this a normal 2d4 plus 2 potion?
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2. 2d4
Okay.
plus 2. A little bit less.
Before we stop, at the end of the day, when we're like, okay, we're gonna go back inside, I'm gonna check in on Fields.
On Fields. So Fields, you have sent her out to go towards the Village of the Wind.
Yeah.
She goes, you know, it's like I've just kind of been flying in a straight line for a while now. It's taking me a little bit longer because like the winds are actually like really strong and it's kind of like hard to fly against it. But this place is really pretty. I don't know. It's like I like the air here. It feels nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long it would take me to get there. But probably at least within the next 2 days, I'd probably be able to reach there and kind of keep you updated on what's going on.
All right then. Sick.
Cool. I would say the night comes to a close.
At some point during the day, I would like to summon Simon for our lesson.
Yes, you summon Simon. He goes,
And just,
I'm here, sir.
Perfect. Well, have something for you. And I pull out the book and I present it to him. This
Oh my
is
god,
for you.
it's so pretty.
It's a spell book. Well, it's not right
He
now.
immediately
But it
starts
will
crying.
be.
He's already bawling. He's already openly weeping.
Oh no. Well, water stains I hear all the rage and
He's just attached to your leg, just crying.
I'll just pet his hair a little bit.
It's just the
I think
nicest
because
thing
he's
anyone did.
vaguely child-sized, so it's kind of weird because I'm like having flashbacks right now, but it's fine. And I just sort of detach him gently. Well, shall we begin?
Wipes his tears off. Yes.
Beautiful.
Takes his quill and gets ready to take down whatever it is you're about to tell him.
So yeah, I feel like Suma teaching magic is basically like teaching him math, kind of. Like he learns a bunch of different glyph formulas that he like can copy down and like arrange in different formations to like have different effects.
I'm gonna say Simon has a +3 to intelligence. I'm gonna roll d20 +3. His intelligence check. I'm gonna say the DC is the first one will be DC 10. He does not make it today. But I'm gonna say it's gonna go from DC 10 to DC 12, DC 15, and then once he finishes those first three, if he gets those first three checks, he will gain proficiency in Arcana and 1 cantrip. That's how we're gonna start him off.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, he's learning from scratch, but he's a fast learner. But he doesn't make too much progress today. He's a little too overwhelmed emotionally by what is probably the nicest thing that's happened to him in a very long time. But he'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while he's like copying glyphs and stuff, I will be multitasking, trying to read that book about curses.
Yes. Is there anything you're looking for specifically?
I'm specifically looking for anything that seems like it might be helpful for Sirens, and Miela's whole situation.
You make an Arcana check still at disadvantage. Actually, straight Arcana. You're looking for a very specific thing in a book that will probably have it. So I want to say I'll make a straight Arcana roll.
Okay. I'm wondering. I have a point of inspiration. I'm wondering
Ooh.
Do I have to use it before the roll, or if I roll, can I re-roll?
You can use it afterwards.
Okay. 14.
14.
I
I'm gonna say a
I'll take it,
14.
yeah.
Like 14 is gonna do it. On a 14, you can re-roll it if you want to. Um, if you want more information, but on a 14, what Miela has is not a curse. It is her natural
Okay. At
being.
some point,
It
someone
is
mentioned it being a curse, but
it
oh,
is
maybe
who
it was
she
like
is. However, you could put a curse on her that would strip away her magical abilities or block magic from existing in her, which would allow her to speak normally because it would no longer have the enchantment effect.
oh,
Yeah, so like a
interesting.
curse that could remove magic would be good in this case of just making her a normal person. She would still have like the fins and like the be able to have a tail and stuff. Um, in water. Actually, probably not. She would have like gills still, be able to breathe underwater, but she would no longer be able to turn her legs into a tail. But she would also be able to speak, should she choose to.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So in this case, it's more like you're like reverse engineering from
Yeah.
from like how to remove a curse that does that. You can conclude that you could probably put the similar curse to
Okay.
help.
Well, we don't have to do it right now because it's late, but at some point I will
Do that.
talk to her about that.
Cool. Awesome. Is there anything else that anybody wanted to cover while we're here? This is all just kind of downtime, just like stuff that your character wants to do or talk about with other characters or NPCs.
There is one thing that's now on my mind that must be done.
Yes.
I head to the basically the audit, like where we eat food near the kitchen.
Yep. Yep.
And I silent image the book to say advanced histories of the world.
Wow.
And I'm just gonna, sort of like prop it up so everyone can see I'm reading a very special book. And I
You see
understand it.
Dell immediately heads towards you. She's like, wow, it's a
Yeah.
different book today. It feels like you got
Yeah.
a different book every time.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm a fast reader.
Yeah, what's this one about?
Right now it's talking about the ages of Ela. I'm more a fan of the Age of Pirates, but right now I'm on Age of Monsters, and it's pretty interesting stuff we got here.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion or deception?
Either whichever one you feel is more you feel stronger with.
Well, technically I'm not lying yet, so
You aren't lying.
yeah. So thank goodness for advantage.
On a 24, she goes, "Wow,
Man,
you really, you know what? On the 24, I might have gotten the wrong first impression of you.
it's
You look,
fine.
it seems like you're a book guy after all."
Yeah. What can I say? I'm one of the most intelligent ones on the ship.
Well, if you're ever interested, um, uh, uh, in a game of chess, I'd love to play with you sometime, Mister Learned Bookman.
Yeah, I'd be so happy to show you a few things. Yeah.
Yeah. I picked it back up when I was a soldier. It was supposed to keep your mind sharp as your blade and all that stuff, but you
You
know,
were a soldier.
yeah, yeah. It's how I met Miela.
Oh, that's a fun story.
A lot less fun, believe me. Uh, let's just say that there are times where your ears ringing due to a headshot or two can be very beneficial.
I think I
Uh,
can infer some things from that statement.
yeah. And then she says, yeah, if you ever want to play chess,
Yeah,
be down
yeah.
too. I'm tired of getting my ass kicked by Andros, so
Oh, yeah, no, I've taught him a few things too. Yeah, we can do that later. Yeah, we'll probably have a bit time tomorrow or something. Actually, oh man, look at the time. I gotta do. I'll be right. I gotta do something. I'll talk to you later.
Uh,
Walk
okay.
away.
Have
and
fun reading.
and- yeah, yeah. Then Suma hears. Suma,
Yes?
open the
Gallet, is
door.
that you? Yep.
Yeah. I close the door. How do you play this game called chess?
Sorry, dragon chess or whatever it is.
Dragon chess.
Ah, well, the best learning is through experience.
Mm-hmm. Is
Would
it like a
you
card game?
like to play a game? Oh no.
No.
Nope. And I'll
It's
pull
about
out my
bluffs,
board.
right?
I'll pull out my board and I'll
What's
put it
that?
on the table. It's the game.
Oh, is it like a board game where like, oh, I go on
Yes.
this spot and I get money?
You see, I'll get out the little sack of ivory pieces and I'll pull it out.
Okay, well,
You
then-
move these around the board like so. And if you move them around in the right direction, you win.
Oh,
That's
I move it
it's
forward.
simple enough.
I win. Right? I kill all your guys and I move forward. Like this seems relatively easy. Low strategy game, is it?
Well, I wouldn't. Well,
It's all right. It's all right. Everyone likes fun little. I like Go Fish. It's not a hard game.
I mean, when I was playing with my daughter when she was young, she would sometimes put her piece on top of my piece and say, "My piece smashes your piece," and now I've won. It's unconventional, but I did allow her to win, so I suppose you could do the same, and
So that's
I could
tournament
say you've
legal.
won.
That's good. That's good. I'll write that down as a note. Can just say I eat your piece with mine. Good. Good. I'm
The more
yeah,
the more
I need to learn
imaginative
this
you get,
quick.
the more points. Yes.
It's a
So-
point system? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah,
Sick.
based on
Point
based on
system.
how outlandish your suggestions are.
Ooh, okay. So it's like that's like an imaginative game. Oh, this is way more fun than I thought it was. This sounded I'm gonna be honest, this sort of sounded boring. So it goes off a point system. It's based on imagination. Who's the judge in this?
Oh, it's absolutely it's arbitrary.
It's entirely arbitrary.
Yeah,
Well, then why? Oh, is it just sort of like how both people are having fun?
basically, yeah.
Oh, well then I guess it doesn't matter who wins.
By the way, Gallet, why do you ask?
Well, I talked a big game,
Mm,
and look, okay. Dell doesn't think I'm smart.
that's
She
ridiculous.
said
Of course
so
you
herself.
are.
I know I am. Everyone knows, but she doesn't. So I was thinking, like, hey, I'll convince her that I can read really well, which I can. I was taught well by Alice. I'm reading at a 6th grade level, but I don't think she thinks I'm that smart. So she said we should play some chess at some point, and I'm trying to show her that I'm just as smart as she thinks I'm not. It's really I don't know why, but when she doesn't think I'm smart, it's really annoying and aggravating.
I've had that experience. Well, here would be my advice.
Okay.
I actually have two pieces of advice. The first is absolutely there are many more rules than I've just told you, and you should not. I was having a jest with you just now.
Oh.
Don't play chess like this with Dell because she
Uh,
will laugh.
I thought it was a fun version.
That would be a good game though.
Yeah,
I
like
I
an
think-
imagination board game where
Yeah.
stuff you come up in your head is what happens in the thing, and
Honestly,
it's
in some
entirely
ways,
arbitrary. It doesn't
better,
really
yeah.
matter. Yeah, that
Um,
sounds like someone should get on that, but that's besides
if you're
the
playing
point.
chess, then it's a different story. And the second thing I wanted to say, and I know this isn't exactly what you might want to hear, but You don't have to. You prove that you're smart every day by being our captain and making decisions that benefit all of us. You don't have to show that you're smart by playing chess or even reading.
Thank you, Suma. That's really nice of you to say. I can't let her get away with this. It's not.
I know.
Touching words ain't gonna help. She needs to know I'm smart.
Well, in that case,
she looks
I
at me.
do advise practice.
And, yeah. Well, I mean, if you got time.
I've got time.
All right. Checkmate. Turn 1.
You're lucky because I'm feeling very sleepy this evening, so you might actually win a couple.
All right. And I try to play with her.
Cool.
I'll let you guys decide who wins on that one.
You wanna
Like,
make
I would say it
wanna
probably
make, like, a
depends.
check?
I guess yeah.
Does she has proficiency, right?
Let me see what the rules were that it suggested, or the roles. that
Gallet
it
doesn't even
suggested.
know how to move the pieces.
Yeah. This will be purely a luck victory.
Oh, actually, Gallet, you might be good at this. So, we each roll 2d20, and you can add your history and performance modifiers if you have them.
All right, my history modifier 0, and my performance modifier
3.
3. You said performance, right?
Yeah.
I want to
All
say
right.
everybody else is in here. I want to say Alok and Ruby are in here witnessing
Oh,
this
yes.
showdown.
Yeah! Woo!
Yes.
There's no way the word would not have spread of this occurring.
Well,
one way or
no.
another.
Let's keep this low. Let's keep this low. Come
Ruby.
on, guys.
I have 5 gold on Suma.
5 gold on Suma? Just 5 gold on Suma?
Yeah,
Wanna
that's a
put
good
a full
point.
pot?
I guess we're on the same side, there's no point in betting.
3 is my 2d20.
I don't know.
Do I roll d20 twice, or do I roll 2d20?
I
Just
mean,
think the
it's the same,
odds.
right?
Yeah.
It has to be 100 to 1.
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah.
so 28?
I put 1 gold coin in. If I win,
Ooh.
you give me 100.
Boy!
Wait, where does the 7, the 4, and the 3 come from?
Full house.
History plus performance.
Oh,
plus
it's both.
proficiency.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shocking that Suma does not use portent here.
Although, so it would be 2d20 plus 3, so it'd just be 3 for you, so it'd be 22 plus 3. But that's still more than me.
Yeah.
So
I
you
got
You
are
full
win?
house.
surprisingly adept, Gallet.
You know, in a way, it's like moving ships. I used to play a game similar like this with Alice. It's called a battleship.
I don't think you move the ships in that
I wouldn't
one.
be surprised
I don't think
if,
you move them.
I think if you cheat, you do.
It's an old elven game. I would be
I had to win
surprised if you didn't
somehow.
know it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I'm
But I
cleared house
think you're
here.
ready.
I think I'm well trained. Thanks, Suma. Man, is Simon still learning how to be a wizard? This stuff is easy with you as a teacher. Wow.
It was hard for him, I think, to be presented with so much emotional stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
He
Hey,
was.
did anyone bet on me?
I bet 1 gold coin, and the odds are 100 to 1, so I'm pretty sure Alok owes me 100 coins now.
Wait, what?
Yo, sick.
I thought we weren't betting because
Wow.
I thought we were on the same
Really?
side.
What?
No, but
what?
but I just figured the
None of
odds
you
were
believe
so
me?
powerful that I just had to risk
So
it.
you just
know?
think that because he won, you just get gold. That's what you're saying.
I just think that you didn't say no, so that it's that's
Okay.
wrong. That's wrong.
Well, I feel like my original statement was me saying no. On top of that, I'm pretty sure when Suma looked away for a second, Gallet took one of the pieces off for free. Just cheated. Pretty sure I saw that.
No. I just like sleight of hand put one back where I had a silent image. Nah.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
You see, like, one of his
As long
familiars
as-
carrying, like, a pawn away.
As long as Dell doesn't notice that when you do that kind of thing, then you're all set.
That's it. I'll cheat. Perfect.
Duh.
Okay.
That's what I
And I'm
learned
pretty
from this,
sure that's
Suma.
how you won
I'm
Battleship
supposed to
too.
cheat. Oh yeah, no.
You
Well, I mean,
know,
Alice
when
is
this all
unfair.
started, I thought I was going to be a good influence, but actually, I
got
think I've done quite a bit of damage here today.
Oh, this is
No,
gonna be good.
this is not on you.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. She
Can't
has no chance.
teach
I
a
was thinking
fly
we're
to
pirates.
prefer honey to shit.
Hmm. Whatever she said.
As they say.
Suma, this is a game of mind. The game of mind, and that means fake outs, throwing things that you don't expect, using illusion magic. You know, it's things that you are expecting.
Admittedly, I've never played it that way, but perhaps it's a new method.
I'm gonna win.
Now, who
Well,
wants to fight?
I believe that.
This is too tedious.
One.
Oh boy. Wow.
You can only use the dagger of healing.
Seems like it's an unfair fight if it's one-on-one with you. You seem like you're always about that.
How is it unfair? Been on the same journeys, fought the same bosses.
Does anyone want to play like hide and seek? Maybe.
Ruby, I'll fight with you.
Ooh! Okay,
Curious.
let's do it.
Oh
So,
wow.
Aylock, who are we betting on? I think I can get 5 gold on Ruby.
It depends on how they're fighting. Is it fist to fist?
Also, Suma's still exhausted.
This is true. Can we fight
5
in the
gold on
morning?
Ruby.
Yeah, let's do a rain check. I understand.
Wait,
That helmet, goddamn.
then if you have to do something, I can.
Or alternatively, I could just do something that I get exhausted as well. Then
So-
we're equal.
Why are we competing right now? What happened?
It's camaraderie, Aylock.
It's
Haven't
a
you ever
friend-
fought your
friendly
friends?
I
sparring
suppose.
match. It's a Chilean
this
thing
is-
you wouldn't understand.
Okay,
This is
maybe.
training. This is training.
I mean, maybe the festival will have weird competitions. I don't know what they do in Gallon.
Ooh. Carnival.
I mean,
They might have like some sort of fighting pit where you guys can fight.
Maybe.
Maybe they'll have a chess game. That's unlikely.
But yeah, you're on. Bright and early.
Bright and
Tomorrow
early.
morning.
okay.
His powers
Simon?
increase at sunrise. Watch out.
Simon,
Yes?
let the crew
Wipes off.
know.
Okay. What am I letting them know?
Wait, were you in here this entire time?
I usually am.
This is my room.
How do you-
Yeah, I've kind of
Well-
been here.
Maybe he just hides in Bella's nest and it's just the two of them curled up together.
Yeah,
Aw.
Simon. Yeah. Uh,
Mason
Simon.
course
Right now,
amazing.
hierarchy-wise, Simon is Bella's familiar. So he's
I know
curled
for
up
that.
in the nest with Bella. He's like venting to Bella, and Bella's comforting him with like supersonic screeches instead of just normal speech. Yeah, Simon's like, okay, there's gonna be a fight or something. I'm assuming there's usually a fight when Miss Ruby's involved.
Yes.
Okay.
Fight of the century.
Been
gonna be
once,
great.
one other occasion.
You see Simon leaves, and not more than 15 seconds later, you hear, I want! Oh wait, fuck. God damn it. Why did I go Transylvanian?
I
Who's
like
that?
it.
I want the secular blood.
I wish to be the ring girl.
That's what Nico says.
And so you
Uh,
shall.
Nico's gonna be doing the announcing bits and like holding up the round cards.
Suzanne's
Oh,
the
I
one's
love
in
it.
charge of the bets.
100% she's in charge of the bets. Andros is the referee.
Good. I think that's all we need to set up for that. Now,
Cool.
before that, come on in, like let's play hide and seek.
Okay.
You go hide and I'll find you.
Okay.
I'm really good.
Yeah, Alok, go ahead and roll stealth.
Mm-hmm. Is it dark in the ship?
Yeah, it's probably nighttime. by now.
I don't think it matters. I don't think he can beat that.
I don't think it matters.
He has a negative something to it, so.
I can't find him. Where could he possibly be?
He
Two
rolls a-
bloodhounds. Two bloodhounds. Where are they? Sniff him out. This is what. Look at it. This is stuff.
What is there? Did they get
I don't
any
Let me roll for two bloodhounds.
Let's see.
Bloodhound 5e. I don't know if bloodhound is specific.
It has advantage on perception checks.
Let's see.
Rely on smell.
Okay, what is it like a? I assume it's just a mastiff then. Let's see. Passive perception is a +3, so they both have advantage +3. Well, one finds him, and the other one finds him.
Damn.
Alok, I believe you can change that if you really want to.
There's two you'd have to change.
Oh.
There's two.
Is it almost like, are we not going anywhere today? Right? Or like, we're gonna get a long rest. Yeah. Okay, I'll do it today.
I will also say, where would you have hidden?
I would try to find somewhere dark for the armor, testing it out.
Okay,
Ooh,
then I will say you can get the +2.
Where would be dark? Maybe like
In the brig,
storage.
or just
Okay.
any in like the lower deck. So actually, the brig still has those like guards that you took down there
Mm-hmm.
at some point. And where the animals are, that's also going to be relatively dark.
Okay. I would just try to stay with normal storage. I'll change the 22 so that way I do manage to beat
Wow.
them.
Wow.
Yeah.
You paid him money so he could do that.
You know what? Screw you. I'm using my inspiration. That mastiff finds you. Screw you, Alok. I auto succeed.
Wait, what inspiration?
Should we get
I'm using
involved
my
in that? I
inspiration.
can't.
What
a
is?
long time ago.
Wait.
I'm using my inspiration.
Yeah, but is it a reroll or what is it?
No, it's the succeed.
It's an auto success.
What? We have that?
Yeah, it's all like when you get inspiration, and you know what?
I'm pretty sure everybody has it at this
I
point.
thought it was a reroll. I didn't know it was auto success.
Yeah, I said that in session 0.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! You're wasting it on this?
Yeah, screw you. I'm finding you. You want to change my luck?
man.
I'm gonna make the world bend to my whim.
Well, I'm definitely not wasting on succeeding on my stealth. So you find me.
Use it.
If I use the earring right now, you get a couple seconds to run.
Well, it's on him, not me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but then he's gonna. End
I'll
up
go
with,
rehide.
like-
I think I'll
You're
take the
rehide.
loss. I think he beat me.
Okay.
Take
Ha!
the L.
Found
Yeah.
you.
Incredible.
I feel like I lost something extremely important.
I'm just like
going
under a
ahead.
sheet behind a box. Dang, how'd you find me?
Ah man. All right, now it's your turn, and I'll go hide.
Okay. Is this perception?
Yeah, perception versus stealth. Ooh.
Gallet? Hello?
Hold on. Let's
Oh
see.
god.
After that, the two dogs hide. They both successfully hide.
Did he leave the ship? Oh man. Suma,
Yes.
did you see Gallet anywhere?
Did I?
Make your perception check.
Let me sleep.
We were playing hide and seek. I think he might have tricked
No,
me.
you do not know. You almost
I-
knew.
You find a
I
mastiff.
find
You find
a
the
dog.
man-
I found a dog. Does that count?
I don't know.
I just scratched the dog.
Wait, I can talk to the dog. You found one, but two remain.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Come on, find me in this finding game.
I think if you answer his riddles 3, you'll find him.
All right, here's my answer. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Good night. I'm gonna go back to my room.
The Mastiff turns to Suma. I won.
You
Now what?
did. I'll
Should
scratch
I
his
leave?
ears.
Oh.
No, you should just stay where you are. I think he's still looking.
Okay. I don't want to leave yet because Dell is still here, and I think if she finds me in the cupboard, she might be mad. I don't know how I got in here without her seeing me.
Let's see. Gonna roll. No,
Whew. Okay.
doesn't happen to go
What?
in that specific cupboard.
Surely a bartender would have wisdom at listening to so many passerbys tell their stories.
She was a soldier.
Oh,
was a
that's true.
soldier.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
she has high
around.
charisma.
It's around after 3 hours.
I
when
forgot that I
everyone-
actually made a character
Uh-oh.
sheet for her.
Oh no.
Ooh, for when we fight her. Nice.
For if she she actually has proficiency
Uh-oh.
in perception. I'll click this again just in case. But yeah, she does have +2. That would have been a 19. Interesting. It's a tie though, so I don't know. Feel like
Technically, a tie is a success. Maybe she thinks she sees Gallet hiding in a cupboard, but I'm there
finds the
scratching the
Mastiff.
dog, and I'm just like, oh hey.
she's
Just
definitely
petting
like
a dog I
100%
found.
saw. And she looks over and she goes, "Okay, I feel like there's a lot going on here, and I don't know if I want to be."
She
part of it.
finds the Mastiff in the other cupboard. Now they have 2.
Look, you're putting the
Yeah.
animals in there? Man,
Look, dude, I was trying to win.
I'm not using those utensils and bowls or whatever.
They're hyperallergenic.
I'm gonna say, you guys keep, I would say Ruby and Suma, you both prepare for your bout at dawn. Simon continues, kind of like sketching the same glyphs over and over again, doing his best with the tears and his emotional, um, uh, breakdown that he's having. Alok, you just fully like go back to your room, and then Gallet just keeps thinking that you guys are still playing a game. And I'm gonna say, the night falls again, and we're gonna get back at him next week. As we try and see if the winds change in our favor. I could roll it now if you'd like.
A note would be. Yeah, now you know what? We'll find out tomorrow.
We'll find out the next day. Yeah. Hopefully that felt okay. I don't think I've ever run just like a downtime type session before.
It felt fine.
It was good.
Hey, can we all just agree to have a very emotional charged episode next week so I can get that inspiration back? Like really, really bring it with the emotion.
I think you gotta bring the emotions then. You gotta spill it all out.
I'm gonna be so dramatic. You won't even know.
Did you ever go check to see Alok to find him after he
Oh.
didn't find you?
Well, no. You told me that you were done.
But yeah, but then Suma said that I was still looking.
Yeah,
Oh, she
but
did?
I was just playing fun with you.
Well, no matter what,
But it's
I'm gonna
Gallet.
leave those. I'm gonna leave those cupboards way later than I should
Mhm.
because she was cleaning up.
Paul's asleep in there.
You know, it's not bad for your back if you sleep on potatoes. I mean, come on.
Cool. We could do that, or if you want, tomorrow we can run. If you guys like going into and seeing what's going on at the festival. Unless you guys want to, if you guys want to do that, we could run that next week.
I want the festival.
Ilok was really pushing for the festival.
We should go to the festival.
I do want to go to a festival.
Come on, man. We've had so many sessions of doing
I
things. Let's
know,
do
I
something
know,
for
but
ourselves.
That son of a gun Aramis is on the run. He's gonna do something, and I need my shit.
He is fine. He's got like an eye missing or something. He's cool. Don't worry.
He's not cool.
He's debilitated. He's not gonna be able to do anything. We're good.
I would hope that Valere wouldn't let him like kill her whole town or whatever, but
I don't think he's doing anything
Yeah.
bad there. It's probably like for information or for rest or something.
No, he went straight there after with all the stuff he did in the mansion. He just stabbed the chick, the dude that Suma likes, right? He just stabbed him.
He stabbed the old Duke,
Aaron.
Big Duke. He
Yeah.
didn't stab Aaron.
Well,
Aaron
was
just got
spooked by
repelled.
something.
Yeah, but that was more like a shock wave created by.
Yeah, but like he created the shockwave.
Okay,
He
yeah.
tried
Valere was
activating.
going crazy down here.
But
There's a party.
we also don't know. I'm pretty sure your Ophelia said that even Aramis was surprised by the curse thing. I think, like by the repelling.
Yes, Field said specifically that Aramis did not expect that to happen and was angry at the Duke, asking him to fix it, but the Duke did not know how to fix it or what
Yeah,
was
that
wrong
is-
with it. The Duke was just
yeah,
like it was always like that.
Yeah, that doesn't sit. Nah. Aaron's gotta go. He got-
Man, you just want the bottle. That's it.
I want the bottle, but I also have revenge wants and needs. God, I'm my own person, Alok.
Complicated.
I'm complicated.
I'm three-dimensional.
I am like Kasuma's relationship with her ex.
Man, you
I'm
guys all have
complicated.
such complicated characters. Imagine.
Yeah, imagine freaking Ghost Danny Phantom looking.
Oh God, is that tape?
Sorry, I just have so much hair in my sweater that
Oh.
like I
Valid.
just gotta deal with it. So listen.
Cool. Yeah. What do we want from the next session? Do we want another chill session, or do we want like more drama? I can always do drama, you know.
Undead
I am-
invasion, Palestrom just off the map, like that.
Yeah, honestly, that would be kind of like a power move. That was like, hey, you know how I built up the Storm King? Yeah, the Red Wraith just one shots him and
Yeah.
walks away.
Actually, just he actually becomes
that
part
would
of his
be-
crew. Yeah.
That'd be a fucking power move, but also would not happen.
You don't know that. You're
Yeah,
the DM.
you know.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You're the DM.
I can't wait to bring the Storm King into the story. That'll be
Me too.
He's irrelevant.
If we
Fun.
stay here long enough,
This
he'll
guy
show
needs
up
a good
automatically.
beating.
He's a butthole. I don't like him.
He seems like a cool villain.
Oh,
Like imagine
that
just imagine-
language, Liz.
Yeah,
I know.
whoa. That's kind of crazy. There's a Simon present, okay?
I understand that you've been reading a book about curses, but come on.
Hmm.
Ancient
Different
curses
kind
and
of
how
book.
to use them effectively. It's just
Oh my
every
gosh.
curse word, but in Latin.
Uh-huh.
Oh
The
God,
strongest curse is the F word.
it's a curse
Yeah.
word and a
F word?
curse.
This is the F word in the ancient Babylonian. Have fun.
All right. Well, I think we did. I don't know what to expect for the next session. I assume we'll try to get some fun with the festival stuff because Alok's really pushing for it.
No, let's just
But-
leave. Let's ignore the
yeah.
fun. Let's just go.
I
You
want
could,
to
you
have
could
the fun,
compromise.
but I
You could
want
do
to
a
have the
half
fun.
day.
Yeah,
There you go.
Do a
Let's-
half
I'm
half
okay
day
with
of
that.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a compromise of a half day. I'm just saying, in character, I gotta push for this.
No, it makes sense. Honestly, like in character, it makes more sense to just fucking dip. But at the same
Well, I
time,
still-
we just got shit
I can
on
see your
by a
point.
dragon.
I can see-
I need
well,
some
okay,
rest.
let's not say that. Okay, the only one that really got like body.
I
per
got
se-
shit on by a dragon. Okay.
Okay, I was fine.
I need
I
some
don't
rest.
I don't think I've ever downed Gallet. That's interesting.
Hey,
What can I say? I'm a
Has Suma gone down?
handle.
I haven't downed Gallet or Suma yet. Interesting.
Sorry.
I'm
it
down
was-
to-
Get no cigar?
I've got
downed Ruby once and Alok multiple times.
twice. Okay, let's
Okay,
calm
you
down.
know
That's
what?
twice.
Okay, but that's multiple times.
Suma,
That's true. That's true.
tomorrow
My turn.
you
Oh,
going
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are knocking each other
And then-
unconscious? Holy shit. That's not a playful fight. Oh my
Are
god.
And
we,
then you're I'm getting
we should
Gallet
set
now.
the terms of our agreement. Are we gonna use spells?
Yeah.
Are we gonna use armor? What
Inflict
is
wounds,
happening?
just knock you out immediately.
It seems like you guys wanted, from what I understand from what Ruby wanted before, I think she wants to go all out.
Well, we're not gonna kill each other.
Armor,
yeah, no,
shield. What are you
Yeah,
using?
armor, shields, spells.
like non-lethal.
Oh,
Gonna go
I
full
would
1v1
say-
combat spar mode?
I would say no armor, no shields. Could do spells though.
Oh,
Hmm.
this is gonna be great. Someone's gonna beat you now because he's higher dex. Ooh.
Dex is pretty high,
But-
yeah. Suba has
No,
fireball now.
I don't know.
What would make it even? What would make it even?
Well, the thing, if you take away armor, Suma
Okay, 'cause I-
excels more.
It's a cleric versus
Yeah.
a wizard. Nothing's gonna
A
make it
blade
even.
singer.
Cleric
Well, it's
wins.
a blade singer.
Cleric wins every time. Easy. If you're using spells, just inflict wounds or guiding bolt, you win.
It depends on what you set. at the
Or
end of the day.
fireball.
What's
Suba
to
doesn't
make
have it.
Even though,
Okay,
is there not
first
a
of
way
all,
to make it even?
Just
I
punch.
still
Just
think-
use your strength.
just
I
go all out.
genuinely
go
believe
all out.
Liz is faking us all out and she took fireball.
You can look at my
We
shit.
were
In my
talking-
soul.
When
She
we
pulls
leveled
off
up,
I got you move, like it's a big reveal, and then in the background everyone's just horrified because she casts fireball on a wooden ship.
Oh, but look, Gallet, I can do this. And
Why?
see, look how cool it was as the ship's burning down.
I took
The guards are coming!
control
You're
plane.
wondering
You
what's
don't have
happening!
to use your thing anymore.
We have to go back to
I did
Lagon
it for you.
to the dwarf to repair the ship again. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck happened?"
Look, we're just
Literally say to take care of her this
You,
time.
you wouldn't believe it. We saw the red wraith again.
Hey, funnily enough, if you go all out with the fireball and destroy the ship, that means we gotta find Harris. It
But
works out
I
in the end.
That's true.
I can get rid of fire now, so it's fine.
Like, wait, you control
Insight
flames or
check,
whatever?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I did.
You did.
Nah, let me. Nah, you're not. You're
No,
pretty
I didn't.
cool. You're pretty cool, but you didn't.
Mm.
Bless
He,
you.
he expands
I
it 5
felt
feet
so
in one
bad
direction
for
instead.
setting literally everything I touch on fire that I took this cantrip.
The best thing is you can do fireball twice.
Oh yes.
Cool.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Chino.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna throw you a few things that I'm gonna try to do in the night before, and I got a few things I can do. Just basically plans.
Yeah.
Like how I'm gonna cheat.
Okay. Great. This is important.
Yeah.
Depending on how you do in this chess game, it really alters like the future like
Oh,
choices
I'm-
you go.
I am extremely. Look, she gotta know that I'm smart.
You have to get to a certain friendship level with her before she joins you as like a combat ally, so that will be
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, I mean, I succeeded in the persuasion check, and then she told me a little bit more about her backstory. We're at acquaintance now.
You
I'm
are.
excited.
You are, yeah. It's like 3 hearts at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna win, and that's somehow gonna help me.
But I want to throw in general, Alok will always try to pray at dusk and dawn, so he will always try to be awake by dawn.
Oh, okay.
It's fine that he didn't on this because it made sense that they went to sleep
Yeah,
late. Like
I felt
on
like
nights
just
like
because of
that.
last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just like on nights where he can control when he goes to sleep, like downtime nights. If it's like a night where we're out adventuring, yeah, he's gonna miss it, and that's fine.
For sure.
Just letting you
Got
know
it.
for the future.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I've never run a session like that before. That was very interesting for me.
That was fun.
Well, I mean, isn't this your first time DMing?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still.
That'll do
No,
it.
technically true.
Yeah, very interesting. It's like, oh, I don't have to say anything. I just shut up.
And the just so I can put this down in parentheses, the hex dagger is on hit 1d6 minus to a save.
Yeah, to the next save that they make. It doesn't stack though, so if you hit them multiple times with it,
Yeah.
it's not like the next 3 saves. Yeah, it's just you can refresh it though.
All right.
Dude, if we got a wizard concentrating on a spell, easy. make him lose that concentration.
And it's a magical dagger, but it's that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I also put the poison on my rapier. Just to let you know.
Cool. Hopefully that shopping felt okay. I feel like I don't know what the actual things that are supposed to be in a magic shop
Yeah.
are, and so I just like try to come up with stuff. But if you would rather, if there's things, that's why I kept asking like, what are you looking for? Because I think I'm not super knowledgeable on like the actual what's supposed to be there.
I can send
But
you screenshots of the D&D Beyond magic item list from the book if you want.
yeah. Yeah, I'd be willing to just like swap something out that's a similar price. If there's something that you want from there.
Oh, there's something I want. It's just like it's a rolling table, so you can roll a random item for like of different like
Oh,
rarities.
cool. Yeah.
All right then.
I like coming up with stuff though. I just realized I can never have a concentration caster in front of Gallet in case he hits with that dagger.
Ooh.
That's a real rough.
I mean, my thing is
concentration.
gonna be great too for spellcasters, silencing them.
Yeah. I wonder why.
I would like.
Why am I? Yeah.
Sorry.
Why are you
Yeah.
throwing these things?
Almost like we're gonna be facing spellcasters.
I want to dip my 100 arrows, in the snake venom.
Oh,
Interesting.
I have
Okay.
5 gallons of that I haven't used yet.
Jesus.
What is it? What does it do again? I don't really remember.
Insta kill.
I want to say it was an insta kill in gaseous form.
Right.
So I will say it would still be an incredibly potent poison. Liquid form. I think just some things are more dangerous when inhaled, to like fuck up your lungs, and it's more like deadly that way. But just because I cannot, in good conscience, justify having you have insta kill crossbow bolts, I will think about that. But yes, you are definitely can dip all of them in the poison. I will say if you do so, that I think you would use up pretty much all of it. For all of those crossbow bolts. Yeah. But then we could just assume that like crossbow bolts just have that for now on. That you don't necessarily
Right.
Oh, what? I didn't.
Most people are gonna make that save.
Yeah, it's not gonna get
Look,
them, huh?
if someone gets a natural 1 and then has a -1,
they would still meet it actually.
yeah, you're right. It's gotta be
Insta-fail.
-2.
Cool. Yes. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Huh. How am I gonna deal with that? I guess we're gonna find out. You still haven't even used the freaking shatter stones that I am constantly afraid of you using. But that will also be interesting. That's how you guys get out of the city. You just break the walls, just chuck all of them.
Yeah, I mean anyone could use them too. Like you don't need to. Shatter's already been cast inside of them, so if you guys want.
I mean, if we all just hold one shatter,
if
we all just bring one shatter with us, that's probably really useful, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's midnight. I will call it a night. So thank you. This was fun. I think it was just fun, like watching you guys just interact as your characters. And the hijinks. The hijinks are very enjoyable.
There we go.
Oh, it's the nat 20.
I rolled 3 1s on my d6s though.
That 15, 10, 25 damage? Shoot.
I can't do that damage.
I can't believe that's 3 nat 1.
Yeah, on a crit, that's actually really bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Let's see.
It's such a weak character, God.
Are you holding onto the bell, Tylen, or?
I'm holding onto the bell. I assume it's a bit easier for me to use the bell because if I summon my familiars, one of them can just be ringing it.
Okay. We can just coordinate.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay.
Just let me know.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Besides, I mean, it's a bonus action for you to use, and that might get awkward for you because you also have healing word, right?
Yeah, you might want to use healing word. Cool.
Works.
Cool. I'm like thinking about